last session, you guys successfully slayed the Trask and Ren's bird. And
we didn't slay the bird.
That thing was that thing was evaporated.
It was slayed, and then you cremated it.
More than that,
cremate. You aerated it.
We tore apart each of its atoms.
We did miss. We missed the perfect opportunity to use that's a lot of damage.
It's true.
I think someone did use the. Stop! He's already dead. What?
I prohibit the use of millennial memes in my Discord server.
Is that a millennial meme?
I don't even know. I don't even know what would qualify as a millennial meme.
Well, guess what?
Memes that millennials find are funny.
Interesting.
Oh, there's an ant on me.
What? I think Thomas is literally the only millennial.
Josue is definitely a
millennial. Josue is also me.
He's 100% a millennial.
Yep.
Josue has a young soul.
Is everyone? Are we the only millennials?
Yeah, Josue, say skibbity for me right now.
No.
Say Gioch. Say Riz.
Nope.
Those are Gen Alpha. Those aren't even Gen Z.
Yeah, that's like I honestly I wouldn't even consider
my fellow Rizzlers.
I wouldn't even consider that memes. That's just like brain rot.
Yeah, well, that's all Gen Alpha stuff. That's not even Gen Z. That's beyond.
People say it's Gen Z, but it's not. It's not Gen Z. It's Gen Alpha. It's so Gen Alpha.
Yeah, Gen Alpha 100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ohio,
my Rizzlers. Okay. Anyway,
please stop.
I like how all of this is in the recording.
Yeah, this is a good way to start the session. Yes, so combat is over for the moment. We are out of initiative because there is such distance between you guys and the mages. So until combat resumes, we will go out of initiative. That massive explosion just went off. People are... I probably should have rolled for deafness too, but I'll just say all your ears are ringing, and then some of you are blind. Your head's still like pounding from the concussive force. Your body's still aching for those of you who got tossed far, far away. Igneous specifically got pretty well thrown.
Yeah.
And you're just now kind of like your brain is just now catching up to kind of realize what happened as a result of all of this. Saber, you running it as hard as you can towards this other guy, hoping to help prevent whatever is going to happen with these barriers. Just hear a cacophonous roar and boom that shakes the very ground you are walking on, and you see everything suddenly become very backlit, as if the sun spontaneously set. Like long dark shadows are cast from everything in front of you, and you feel even ripples of heat tickle the back of your neck, and turn to see what is in essence a mushroom cloud rising up into the sky. Do you continue your pursuit?
I'm 120 feet away, Boston. I'm going to finish this.
You also see the Trask lift into the air, and you see like something small be thrown at it, and then in like bright purple bursts, the Trask is eviscerated, flesh rended off of its bones, and it begins to kind of disintegrate and disapparate.
I'm just going to finish the last 120 feet, and then I'll turn back.
Okay, with the momentum you have, you can't just stop like that. So you continue your next leg and screech to a stop.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
And I don't think you would notice the mages at this point, because there is the city wall that you are behind. So you do not see them, or you do not see the army leaving. In fact, I don't know if any of you would have actually seen that unless you're flying.
I think, did Igneous see them before he got blasted?
I was
you
looking
wouldn't
for a house.
You wouldn't have seen them run. He saw like people waiting there, but they ran after the explosion went off.
I think
Strand was up
Saran may
there.
have seen that. Yeah.
Strand, all right, Strand, you know, which you can choose to tell to the rest of the group if you'd like.
Well, right now she's currently focused on the fact that she can't see. So
Yeah, what did you get thrown to, or
yeah, I got thrown too.
And we were
where
all
are you?
Up north
next to me.
in the Palace
Yeah,
Garden.
so there's just a crater from your draconic body that. Did
No,
you get thrown out of that?
I got thrown, but I was able to.
Yeah, she was thrown over here.
Yeah, but I was
And
still
then she
aerial
walked.
before I hit the ground, and I was able to get control of it. You had me
Okay,
make a
so
save for that.
just caught yourself. You saw Igneous being thrown away, and him land. In the wake of all this,
I saw him, even though I was blinded.
oh, I guess you heard.
I heard him, even though my ears are ringing.
The ringing, but I mean, you hear him.
Okay.
You don't have deafened condition, so over the ringing of your ears, you hear. Poof, poof.
I mean, we already covered to this part because I was dragging him.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I kind of.
Oh yeah, so you're bringing him back to the rest of the group. Rendon is coming to terms with what he's done and is also like pawing at his eyes with his hands as his soldiers come up around him and begin to encircle him.
Meanwhile,
As his instinctual command goes out to protect himself because his body doesn't really know what's going on.
Click Clack, Jin, and Lordak, like, what the frick? What happened here?
Is Lordak still down, or did you get healed?
I think he got healed for like 8.
Okay, Lordak, you
I don't see him. Oh, there we go.
are on the ground, still underneath the
With 2 exhaustion points.
the forge. 2 exhaustion points, much like Click Clack.
I have 1.
Actually, Click Clack only has 1.
Did Click Clack get knocked down? I don't remember.
No, but he overused his synth abilities to spawn in the
Okay.
forge. He had gone over, so.
So Lordak is a little slow now. Okay, seeing that they're all both pretty battered, I'm going to pump them both with heals.
Using
You
the heal
as Jin?
spell. Yes. So both Click Clack and Lordak are gonna get some heal in there.
Yeah, and you can see because all these buildings are gone at this point because of the Trask. So Jin, who had just now reappeared back in the world and finished off the Trask, look down and see the forge, and underneath the forge, a not doing so good Lordak. It looks battered and is just kind of like trying to nurse his wounds and also realize what's happening, and is now realizing his right hand has gone and is just replaced with this like metal cap that goes over where the wrist is.
Who?
And that's new to me. His arm's gone.
That is new to you, yes.
Oh Lordak, what happened here?
And Click Clack's forge shrinks and kind of disassembles itself until Click Clack is safely on the ground and the forge is gone.
Plus 70 to Lordak. Just so Christian. I'm like, this is new with the arm. What happened?
Oh,
You don't know?
oh. There's something in it.
I feel like one should know how they lost part of their arm.
Well, I don't. Was here before.
As you look at it closer, you do see there's like a lever that would normally be coming out the side that's kind of been folded down into the rest of this sort of like metal cuff. It looks like it can kind of be pulled up. And it connects to this kind of circular ring portion that's also in the cuff as well. It almost looks like you could pull it out and then crank it and something would happen.
I'll tinker with that later. And then he touches himself and heals himself another 55.
Okay, and suddenly, pretty much all of your wounds have closed up, though you're still catching your breath, and your head is just racked with pain, and every part of your body sort of like tingles in this numb way.
Where are the others at? Do we hear any commotion from them, probably?
You wouldn't hear much other than the sizzling of the air itself.
Yeah,
And
I
those
hear
things.
that sizzling. I'm like, what is that? Let's go see what happened.
As you look off in the direction of the sizzling, you can see like heat waves coming off of this area where you can see there are like no more buildings within like a significant radius. Like even beyond this circle here, it's every house within like I'd say like 100 feet is gone.
What the? I'll be like, what the frick happened here? Was it the? What did that
Well, it's not
wizard
gone,
guy?
but blown down clearly.
What did that wizard guy do? Not knowing that, thinking that maybe that we did this.
Well, I don't think that was the wizard dude, if I had to take a guess.
Hey, Boston. With Saran being up close to the bird, would Saran have seen the arrows be shot and then the explosion from the arrows?
Yeah, pretty clearly.
Okay.
Well, knowing our friends, that's probably more likely.
I mean, I
But
did see Kruvar and Click Clack working on something one day.
Click Clack. I know Click Clack isn't here. Like his character's here, but no, he's not here. He'd probably be like, I don't know. He's like, it probably might have been my arrows.
Yeah,
I'm
he tells you that this was probably the work of his creation that he had brought to this battle.
hey, Click Clack, what the frick, man? Holy cow!
He said something along the lines of, "Hey, it worked."
Yeah.
What
He
did
was
it work on? We
indeed.
don't know what it worked on.
Clearly, whatever was there is not there anymore.
Well, I hope it doesn't. That didn't fry one of our friends too.
You see realization come over his face, and he just goes, "Oh!" In the midst of catching his breath as well, and heaving quite heavily.
Where was that when we were fighting that monster?
He tells you they didn't seem to work on the monster. Its carapace must have been fully fireproof.
Okay.
Hey, Click Clack, I have something new for you to play with. It's called my arm.
He gives you a weird look. Like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah. No.
I show him the metal cap and everything.
He says, "I don't remember you losing a hand."
I don't either.
Yeah, we've been over this. We'll figure it out. Right now,
I certainly didn't. Who would have put the cap on it?
Well, I mean, I went down before the trust died, so I don't know what happened completely.
Well, neither do I.
We really don't see anyone right now. We probably are over here or so to be able to see it.
All you can see is Rendon being surrounded by his soldiers.
Guess we're
And
going.
you can see one of them is like patting him on the back while he cries into his hands.
Rendon, what's going on? Again, another Nate character who's not here.
One of the generals gets up and like looks over to you and goes, "He's okay. He's just coming to terms with the consequences of his actions."
His actions. He
Gave the order. We didn't know that was going to happen. We were just given the arrows, and we fired. No one explained the fact that they would do this.
That was just me out of character saying that, but... Speaking of, Saran hearing the sobbing, recognizes who it is.
And the general talking right now.
And the general talking.
To
She
us.
kind of pieces it together in her head. Like she noticed like many arrows being shot, each of them creating such a explosion that built up with each other. The only person who could have launched those arrows is Ren's army. All at once.
Brendan.
Or Rendon's army, sorry. Ren is dead.
Yeah.
And
Well, he's technically alive, just lost somewhere in the empty space.
Specifics. She's just
Detail.
gonna drop
Subtle.
Igneous's leg that she's been dragging, and she's just gonna go up to Rendon and just punch him.
Oh,
Hey.
roll the hit.
Hey,
Do you want me to do Dex or Strength? She's in her normal form.
Do a strength.
Okay, well, it's probably not gonna be super great.
I mean,
Proficiency bonus or no proficiency
don't
bonus?
punch the child.
You can add a proficiency bonus to it. Yeah.
Would she
Okay.
have disadvantage since she's blind?
She's blind.
Yeah, roll with disadvantage, and one of the generals are obviously going to try and protect him so that he's got cover.
This is gonna be like that one meme of the two girls screaming at that one cat.
Sort of. Kind of. Not quite.
Okay,
Good. You being a child.
18 to hit.
That would hit him, pretty sure.
I don't know what his AC is, but he's got at least half cover.
Which does increase AC.
By
Let me check what
two.
his
I think
AC
I
is.
think it's by 2. I think with what he has, unless
Does
he
someone
has a
want to message him and just ask
16.
him what his AC is?
I don't think it doesn't matter. You're probably
No,
pushing.
I'm not gonna bother him
I'd
today.
say
I'm gonna say the guards protecting him are successful, and you go to punch him, and one of the guards puts up their arm and blocks the punch. Goes, hey, there's no need for that, okay?
Right, Saran, what's
Awesome.
going on? Are you? And do I notice that they can't really see?
Roll insight. I mean, you can see all the other soldiers now get into formation and form their bows back into spears and aim them up at you.
12.
And both the generals stare down at you and fold their arms.
12 there.
You don't know.
Yeah.
She's acting weird, but it's really hard to
Yeah.
She just, I mean, obviously she seems shattered, freaked out, but
Okay, Saran, calm down. Explain what happened.
You just hear it's because you guys are how far away?
Well, we came up. We're probably about here now or so.
He just didn't move them, but they should.
Brendan finally looks up and asks, "Did anyone die?" And you can see his eyes are fully white, cataract over and red at the edges, and there are a mix of tears and blood running down his face.
Saran doesn't see that, but
Well, we see that.
Those with eyes can see.
Austin, I know I joked about this earlier, but would true seeing do anything since it doesn't require us to see already?
I think you would see only the ethereal plane.
Oh,
So
interesting.
you would not see normally, but you would see light forms and
That'd be interesting.
the spirits of the individuals or something like that.
Yeah.
Lower deck. Do you have anything to help?
Okay.
Nope, I got nothing.
I'm just gonna use true seeing on myself.
I have no spell points on this.
Lordak, I will say add 10 spell points to your total. Just make up for the way that spell points end up screwing over paladins. Because I don't know if it takes that fully into consideration, and we did round down, so just add 10 to the total.
Is paladin's the one where it's half?
Yeah, but the way it works, it's a little weird.
I think it is because it's just accounting for the higher level spell being only able to be cast once per day. I don't know.
Yeah, and which we are ourselves ignoring too. So
yeah. Okay, so I'm using that.
YOLO, why not?
Cool. Your eyes, Igneous, which also are fully cataract over, red and bleeding. you sprinkle a bit of magic, and they begin to glow, and all you see is just the shape of everybody and the vague see-through outline of all the objects around, but it's all this ghostly bluish green hue.
Is anyone badly hurt? And I see that we're definitely not good in terms of sight, but
And Igneous, you see where the bird disappeared, and I mean disappeared because it got annihilated. A weird ripple and almost rift in the air.
Can I roll Arcana to see if I know what that is?
Sure, yeah.
While he does that, Saran, after hearing Jen mention injuries and all that stuff, she just kind of fumes up. Injuries. I was next to the freaking explosion.
Well, hold on.
Saran, shut up.
we know.
Stop complaining.
And
It has already
And
happened.
I know Ren didn't mean for this to happen.
I mean, Rendon.
Clearly. Brendan, sorry. You got me on that.
Potato.
Well,
Your
hold
fault.
on. Everyone, who's blind?
I think, and I point towards them. I think Saran and Rendon are.
Arrays of hands all facing the wrong direction.
How many of them is that?
Igneous, are you?
I
looks like
am
we
okay
have-
for now.
3, right?
Is it just the three of them?
Milk.
I think so.
Can
Oh,
I tell
because
that?
Krover was flown away, but he was not blind.
I don't know if he's close enough to be blinded, but I don't remember exactly how I rolled it.
I think he got flown as well
Oh,
with Aster.
yeah. Krover got sent away from the blast, but he was not. He succeeded his.
Did Aster too? Let's look at the
Should say.
con saves. I have to go back through all my vineyard stuff. I'm sorry.
As you're doing,
Guys,
Thomas, as you do that, Thomas, I'm just gonna. Lordoc is gonna go up to Saran, put his hand over her eyes, and use Lesser Restoration.
Yeah, Astra got a 20 on her con save, so she's good.
Okay.
So Spencer, your eyes should be cured.
Igneous, what did you mean when you said you're good for right now?
At this point, Saran kind of tones down a bit and is like, "Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate that."
But is everyone here though? At least. I see Cinder.
Who else
Cinder did Cinder did he succeed?
Yeah, he succeeded his
Yes.
saves.
Okay. Cinder, good to see that you're up. At this point, looking at everyone, I kind of do say hold on. Where's Drake? Has anyone seen Drake?
Rendon starts to sob. Oh no, I killed him!
We don't know that. We don't know that. Last I saw him, I had gotten both him and Lordak up. And then we were just fighting a Tarask. But then I hadn't seen him since then. Anyone else? Taking the silence as no.
The Allosaurus shakes its head.
Can anyone cast Sending or anything like that? Just to check to see if he's alive?
I believe I had a Sending Stone.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. He does have a Sending Stone. One of you with a Sending Stone. Can you speak into it?
I don't
Saran
think
doesn't
any
have
of us have a Sunning Stone.
I know Igneous does.
Igneous would, but he's having his
Let's wait
computer
to stop
restart.
that.
We're just gonna wait for a
Okay.
second.
We'll wait for that. In the meantime,
Also, is your
we
wife
can
gonna join?
do those.
No, she is going to a birthday party thingy with some friends.
Okay. Okay, but again,
Okay, thank you, Lordak, for healing the blindness there. Are you able to get Rendon?
I think I'm going to let him do this over. Think about what he's done.
Okay. Well,
That's fair.
that's that's a little mean.
No, I don't think it is.
Next time, fire just one of those at a time. Make sure to specify that
Has,
command.
I didn't know what was going to happen. No one told me. I just shot
You're
him.
fine. You're fine.
has anyone
It's okay.
seen the little fella?
Did we see, right? Ren is dead.
Well, I did see his body
Igneous.
fly somewhere,
Oh, he's gone. He's gone. Yeah, that's right.
and she's going to
Aster
go off
would
in the
have probably
direction.
mentioned that she saw his stuff falling, I imagine.
Who is?
Aster, because she's the one who saw the stuff fall.
Yeah. She'll mention it.
Well, Saran saw it too, but
Oh, did you see it?
yeah, I literally just said that Saran mentioned that she saw his body fall, and she's just walking in the direction of it.
Okay.
There he is.
I'll follow you. We'll see what he dropped.
You use your sending stone to talk with Drake.
Josue.
Real quick, I'm going to give Josue the results of his Arcana roll.
Okay, fair enough.
What happened?
Looking into this rift,
Uh-huh.
you can assume, from what you've seen earlier with the eye of the bird being able to spawn in creatures,
Mm-hmm.
you assume also it must be able to bring them in.
Okay.
And you think this is the leftover and quickly fading remnants of the access to this plane. And with that roll, you think if you made a move now, you could either attempt to preserve this rift somehow, if you had the right materials or the right object, or you could let it dwindle, or you could access it and release everything that would be in there.
Okay. But I can't tell what's in there or where it leads or anything, right?
Nope.
Okay. I'll just leave it be.
Let it fade.
Let it
Yeah,
die,
I'll just, like-
let it die, let it shrivel up and die.
Once you
just
look at
let
it, you
it.
can see this aberration in the air slowly diminish and dwindle, and then all immediately suck into a little spot and bloop, disappear.
I'll just whisper to myself, hopefully we don't have to deal with any of that.
Hopefully that's the right move.
I would also pluck Paprika from my hair to see if she's fine.
You grab Paprika, and her flames are kind of like what happens to hair when there's static electricity. It's just kind of like wide, and her eyes are just as wide as they go. And Paprika is fine because she's immune to fire, but she just coughs up a couple flames, blinks, and then looks back up at you and sees your eyes hurt, and immediately flies over, and you can see little tiny hands come out and begin patting at your eyes, and begin trying to
Okay.
burn away the blood on your face.
Okay.
Okay. I can see for now.
She just pats your cheek, and then crawls back up onto your head and sits down.
Anyways. Alright, well, what's the Saran find?
All right, Strand, you go to where you saw those things fall. Remind me, what finished off Ren?
It was
the
that
sunbeam.
Sunburst from Aster.
Sunburst.
Okay. Since then, this has gone off. So all the things that were on the ground have been blown away.
Oh.
So I'm going to need another investigation check. And if you don't want it to take 20, 30 minutes to find it, you'll have to do it from the air.
Okay, so noticing that I can't find it immediately, I'm just going to go ahead and go into dragon form and
You recall the spot where it was, and you're like, oh, it's still next to that house with like two houses with the red roof, that tree, and you look, and that house and that tree are flattened.
you're like, okay. And then I just fly up and then do investigation.
Cool. I'm gonna say with that roll, you cannot see where it is right away.
Okay.
You will have to spend. If you spend 30 minutes looking, it'll be a straight roll. If you spend 100, an hour, it will be with advantage.
Has anyone seen?
Aster also saw it, so she would know roughly too. Do you want? Maybe you can roll.
I can roll her. Yeah. She has fairy wings, so they just unfold, and she begins flying up in the air.
Can I do a perception check instead of an investigation?
I guess perception would have made more sense.
If I did perception, it would have been a 21.
Oh, okay. With a 21, yeah, you fly up, and you can see they ended up in one of the trees that did not get blown away. You can see the items like snagged in the branches.
Okay, I go up to it.
You can see, first of all, his robe. Perfectly fine. This is clearly a magical robe, so it did not suffer any of these issues.
What does it look like out of curiosity? Like colors and all that kind of stuff?
It's what he's wearing in the Hero Forge.
Okay, let me pull up his Hero Forge.
What just happened?
What?
Why did 6 soundboards play all at once?
I didn't hear any soundboards.
I didn't hear anything either.
It must be because I just opened. I heard the gambit. I'm gonna make a name for myself here, and that's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
And they must have been delayed. The robe is black, white, with. Actually, it's got a gold. These golden dragon claws wrapping around the back of it, attaching to this big array of golden scales that end up with this almost hunch on the back. The pauldrons that were a part of it were blown away. The gloves were blown away, but the hood, and then it's also got a belt with this skull belt buckle that is gold.
Is there anything else on his person at all?
There
other than
is
the robe, or?
a gold scale encrusted, very thick spell book.
Get that take me.
Saran is going to grab both of those items. So she's kind of.
Saran can see now?
Yeah, she just had a lesser restoration done to her.
Oh, nice.
She's gonna grab both of those items and do one last quick glance. Anything else other than that, or do you want me to make a roll for that, or what?
Let me do a double check real quick.
I said Aster can also.
Those are the only things that would have survived the damage that happened.
So she's just going to go ahead and just grab those, kind of fold the robe over her arm and grab the book. She's just going to walk back over.
Okay.
Yep, Ren's dead. Here's some remnants off of him.
Hopefully he is.
And she's just going to show them, and she's just going to put him in her bag of holding for now.
Which I guess now Loradak has said, right, has anyone seen the small one? And I'd be like, oh, it's right, Saber. 2.
What would Saber be doing now after he stopped?
So after he was stopped, he would have just looked around to see if there was any chance of finding the last person.
Give me a perception check, but do it with disadvantage.
Okay, give me 1 second, because I had to open Saber's character sheet. Because for some reason I didn't. Okay. At disadvantage?
Yeah.
So a 30 or a 27.
Okay. With a 27, you notice that there was a building in the spot. So you reach the spot. You reach where you last saw that beam. And you can see a window that has very clearly been like forced open. And you can see a spot of blood where it seems someone had jumped out and landed on it. And then just a few feet after that, you can see some sort of like residue, like the stone in that area is kind of like warped a little bit in as the result of like some sort of teleportation spell.
Damn. Alright, well, Saber is not good with magic, so he's just gonna go ahead and turn around and go back.
You could take the stone with you. But then again,
Just
that's
a
meta
No.
magic. Or not magic, metagaming. Goodness.
I'm good. I'm just heading back.
Okay, you begin heading back. Your passive is pretty high, I'm assuming, right?
Yes, my passive is 22.
As you're running back, you see shadows cast on the ground that appear to be moving, each one roughly the size of a humanoid being, almost in like a plank pose.
I don't really know what that means.
And you are, if you're fully booking it, you're going faster than them.
Mhm.
You know this means that they're above you. It's the sun is casting a shadow of these
That's the
beings
shadow.
flying above you,
Mm.
but you are going faster than they are.
Yeah,
How fast are you going each round?
the first turn, if I'd stopped and not moved, when I was looking around, I would have just not moved that turn. So I would have gotten feeling agility back, meaning my speed is doubled that turn, meaning 360 on the first turn, 180 for the rest.
Okay, you're going like they're going about 120 around,
Mhm.
and you're only so you're beating them a little bit, but
Okay. Saber has a
and
sending
there
stone, right?
are about 32
Yes.
of these shadows.
Oh,
Okay.
fun.
Going back to before it. Oh, sorry.
Mhm.
Sorry. Keep going. Sorry.
Go ahead, Thomas.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, right now that Josue's back and whatnot, I mean, we had to deal with the sending stone. I'm like, Igneous, try to with your sending stone, see if you can find where Saber and Drake are.
Were they're less. Where were they last? And how long has it been since they departed?
Are
I
you
don't know.
asking? Oh, asking on the
Yeah, I'm
net.
just asking them.
I don't know
Or
where, because Drake was lost during the middle of the fight. I know that's right. Saber was helping Saran with something, but Saran, do you know where Saber
like,
is? Maybe.
As I was flying about, I did see him heading over west to what I assumed to catch the other carrier of those gems, whoever those people were.
What happened to those, by the way?
Well, I tried to destroy one, but I couldn't, and they just stopped. Really,
I think,
it stopped
go
beforehand, more like. But
yeah, I think I would go grab it.
do the sending stone. Like, Saber, Drake, do you hear me? Where are you?
Well,
If you want to wait on Drake right now, Boston, you can.
I mean, at this moment, Drake is walking through the woods with Aaron, so this is when you would get this message.
Okay. But if you want to, we can just pause on that till the Saber stuff, and we get that.
I mean, yeah, Saber at this point, it would only take him like 24, 30 seconds to show up, so that's pretty much past. So you see Saber running back into the clearing, and Saber, you see the aftermath of this entire situation.
hell, we got some company coming.
Oh,
We see what?
As he says that, you see 32 flying mages up above and headed right for you guys.
Lord, remember how you...
Where's the storm at from here?
Funny you mentioned that. As you see this swarm of mages flying in, a blur of blue swarms drives by and eclipses them. And as it passes, and they are gone, the mages are no more. And you hear the faint screams for a split second, and then hear the thumping of body parts as this massive blue swarm swirls around and comes and parks all in there's this field of debris. And you see a massive shadow of an even bigger dragon descend from the sky, and with a few wing flaps, slows his descent, and then lands right about here.
I'm here to help.
Oh,
Cool.
hey, it's fine.
I appreciate the reinforcements. We really do. But
Is there anything else? Did you see anything else other than those mages?
No, that's all I saw.
I imagined that was the advance party. We must fortify ourselves for when the rest show up.
Would Jin know who this person is?
Oh, that's true.
How is she,
Sorry.
how is she
I
not
would
freaked
kinda-
out?
I would be
Jin
like,
is just
well,
terrified.
yeah, sorry. That I'd be like, whoa, what the? Hello.
Make a wisdom save.
Fear.
I'll walk towards them. Yes.
He begins looking
think-
around and kind of taking in what he's looking at.
Is everyone okay? It looks like they must have launched some sort of spell or catapult.
No, that was us. Or
Yeah.
more like him, as she stares towards Rendon as she walks past him.
To be fair,
Impressive.
Lick is the one who made it, though. So
Why are
It was
you
a
all
collaborative
acting nonchalant?
effort.
We are in the middle of a war.
we promise not to make
And,
too much of a
well,
mess.
And I point, and we too are blind. I'm more, seems, I don't know, but he seems to be pretty blind. I am able to see because of the spell, but it's temporary. I don't know how long it will last.
Cruel tricks. This enemy seems not to be messing around.
That was, again, Rendon
Again,
with that explosion. And she's just going to
Yeah.
go over to Rendon, and she's just going to go ahead and roll her eyes and cast True Seeing and say, now you owe me twice over.
Thank you.
we'll need to fix that later for sure.
It's gonna be
Okay.
very soon.
Does anyone care to explain what's happening?
Well,
Well-
here's what happened. All right. So, most of these houses got plowed over by a barrier that was effectively triangulated between 3 different points through these certain crystals. We were able to stop it. However, Ren felt that wasn't enough and decided to summon a Tarask. Do you know what a Tarask is?
You know,
Yes, it's one of the most ancient and powerful beasts in all of history.
And yes, that decided to add a little bit more flair to the fight and make it even more destructive. And, well, we...
You're talking about the fight in past tense. You're telling me that I missed everything.
Yes,
pretty much.
Yeah.
you missed the worst of it.
You gotta be fucking kidding me!
There's still gonna
I
be a
would say the
chance
same
there.
as well.
Yeah.
I thought I would have. You know how hard it was to get all those eggs out?
I assume
So
hard.
I had to birth all of my children just for this.
Well, what?
Interesting.
She was like, I didn't.
Some of them were underdeveloped, and I had to go through the emotional trauma of realizing that and leaving behind some of my children. We haven't even gotten to acquaint ourselves with each other. I don't know their names.
They don't
You're
even have
telling me
names.
the entire reason I brought them and enforced their birth is
Look,
I missed it.
the one oh no. Didn't want to know that, sorry. I was gonna say
Where's the
Jake,
army of 10,000 that they boasted about?
Well, I think they're
that's
on their
true.
way to begin
Where-
with, or maybe not. Maybe that explosion scared them off.
Children, go find out where they went.
Yes, father. Father. Absolutely, father.
is Carl there with them?
The other,
Oh.
yeah, he's leading the charge. He's the main wyvern that is guiding them. Absolutely,
Oh.
father, for your glory. You see them all go off
I'll
towards
agree
where
to
those
one.
portals, where all those portals
Carl.
are, and begin diving.
Okay, well, that's disappointing.
Well,
Come on, no longer owe you. I don't owe any of you favors.
Okay.
Except, and he points to,
Aster.
I owe you an itsy bitsy favor. Itsy bitsy.
Itsy bitsy spider.
Well, that's good. That's good. I'm suddenly a father of like 300 children, so if you know any more nursery rhymes, feel free to write them down and give them to me.
We can ask Mr. Legs. Where is he, by the way?
Nowhere. You do not see any trace of him.
Who's Mr. Legs?
It's a long story, but it was a companion of ours. Aster, particularly.
let's just say that
I haven't met her, Aster. Hello. Nice to meet you.
from the voice of the
She gives a
grapevine.
very
Okay.
awkward handshake. He's like, nice to meet you too.
Let's just say from the voice of the grapevine, which I heard from them, that let's just say a reincarnation was cast on a spider.
Okay.
Hence
How
the
do you
name.
know that?
Did you ever tell that?
You weren't there.
Oh, okay, never
Yeah,
mind.
we
Just
did not say that.
retcon everything I just said then.
There was no time to explain.
Okay, never mind. Forget that.
Anyways,
But
okay.
Saran is
Anyways, we should probably get those crystals then, so they don't.
Crystals?
The crystals.
that
Well,
built up
you
that
said they
barrier.
were crystals. I didn't see them myself, but you said there's that barrier, and they said there's because of some crystals, right?
Oh, I wasn't
Yeah.
aware of this.
Let's it'd be best to gather them.
All right. I think the fastest ones should go and get those.
There's one by the gate.
Wouldn't it be dangerous to get them though?
Why is that?
I don't
We
know.
should-
We don't. Do you know what they are capable of?
Those crystals?
You can't just leave
Well,
them
I
laying in
shot
the
a
city.
whole bolt of electricity towards that thing, and those things did not break. And I slammed my whole body against it, and it still didn't break.
Anything you guys want help with, or should I just go home?
What are you going to do now that you are free and there's
Well,
this is
obviously, take back my spot on the council. Valor and I were talking about what the plan is in the future because the Draconic Council's gone and Droacian government's in shambles and people are still turned against each other, and that will probably be a continuing problem. So diplomacy, I suppose.
You know, we haven't. Speaking of that, what's everything that's been happening here for those of us who just got here?
Well, a lot of things has happened. For starters, the Emperor's dead.
Oh no.
Thankfully, nothing that
my eldest is dead. No.
nothing that
I
a
will-
resurrection can't solve.
Yeah, Sentris should be on that, or maybe already did. I don't know, but we asked him to do it.
But from the looks
Anyway,
of it doesn't.
Seren, you give them the rundown. I have a bear to find, and I leave.
A what to
A
find?
bear?
A bear.
A bear. Interesting.
Wait. We need you to try to
I'm already
find
gone.
Drake.
I mean, well, one of the crystals is gone. I tried to hunt it down.
You couldn't find the crystal.
It's gone. Like, pretty sure someone teleported away with it.
Well, we should still at least get the others.
But Saren continues to explain the situations of everything that's gone on, about how it seems that the people still wished, even though the Emperor was trying to talk with them, and even it seems like the Emperor is no longer going to be the Emperor even after he's resurrected, and it's just going to be a whole rework of the government, and there's going to be a lot of reconstructing after this as she looks around and gestures towards all the destruction that has occurred as a result of the fight.
Yeah, could have been better if it weren't for, this. But
Now, as for you, ask the question what you can do. Right now, we don't know if there's going to be any more of the army reappearing.
I think we're all pretty worn out.
It might be in our best interest to just have you stand guard for the time being, as we...
Yeah, well, I was really looking forward to get some blood underneath my claws.
Well, we're
So if you
sorry
don't
about that.
mind, I might go and follow my children and see what they've found.
Okay.
I'll be back shortly. But in the meantime, if you can think of anything you would like me to help out with, just let me know.
We'll think of many things.
And he lifts off.
All right, what was your name?
Glory! Faradrain!
Thank you.
Sounds like a Drano ad. For blood and glory.
We meet the strangest people, don't we?
That's what happens when you go out of the den.
Nice. Saran,
Your
do you
mother
have...
descends out of the sky.
Never mind. Keep going.
God, that guy is so hard to keep up with. Reverting back into her humanoid form.
Well, he's like 3 times your size.
Judging by the fact that you're all standing around here, I'm assuming things are good?
Yes, after all of that, you would not believe what we had to face.
Well, I mean, you don't look... She starts patting, dust off your shoulders and everything. You're not in the best shape, but you're not dead. That's good to know. She points to the stains underneath your eyes. What happened there?
Nothing you need to concern yourself with at this time being. Let's just
She looks around and
say...
notices the other people with that same, look on their face and goes, oh, okay. What were you saying?
Just... some of us being idiots, I will put plainly.
Well, at least you weren't idiotic enough to get yourself killed.
Yep, as she kind of just side kicks Rendon, because she's standing next to him. Glad none of us were killed.
Yes. Well, you've all done this country
We don't think so.
a great service. And though it is in an age of rebirth and much turmoil will come of this, and there will be much political conflict, and everyone will be very confused, this is still a better outcome than I think what could have happened. No one who had any plans had them succeed. There was no viceroy takeover of the government. There was no dragon takeover of the government. Lives were saved, and I applaud you. You could have run. You could have followed that twink, whatever his name was, or you could have sided with the dragons, but you chose, I think, the most noble choice. And this country will be in your debt whenever it recovers.
Thankfully, everyone else is safe, as she looks towards the palace. We had them stay in there while we went through all this.
Someone should tell them everything's good now.
I can go and take care of that. She just goes over to where she has dug her tunnel earlier.
Do you all wish to stick around? I know this is... I mean, you've already exceeded what you came here to do, and I'm sure you have things you wish to get back to. Faradrain and I can help things here. I have contacted the rest of the Draconic Council. They will be arriving shortly to help with the cleanup.
I think there's just a couple things we need to do, and then we'll start heading our way.
Anything I
First-
can help you with?
I mean, I just want to go home.
Are you able to maybe help Brendan here? I don't know your
His
capabilities, ma'am.
I don't know that sort of magic, but I'm sure we can find someone who can.
Drake, I already told you I'll do it tomorrow.
Jin.
But Rendon needs to learn the consequences of his actions.
Okay. All right. Sorry. You're right.
Saran transforms back into her dragon form, which is all kind of even more battered than her normal form, and she just starts digging in the spot where she was digging earlier. Well, it's all loose soil at this point, and just goes and follows the path she took to get back inside the palace.
There's a thing called the door.
Well, the door is currently locked.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Amantine.
That's fair. That's fair.
While that's going on, Boston, I'm gonna go and try to find the house that I saw.
Oh,
look
the
at that
bear.
Bear.
Think-
I was
yeah,
confused
you-
at first.
You remember from earlier where it was, and though you're a little discombobulated and you can't see color anymore,
Combobulate.
you're able to get in the same area. So I'm going to have you give me another perception check or investigation check, and just remake that because it doesn't look exactly the same as it did before to you.
Right. Investigation looks like it's the best. It's a 17.
Yeah, you remember the positioning of the house and like the shape of it, so you don't have to rely on the color much of it. And you arrive. The windows have been blown out from all of the air pressure changes that have been happening, but it is, other than that, intact.
Okay.
And yeah, there's a front door.
Okay, I'll go in and I'll start looking for a
Awesome.
teddy
You
bear.
see a house that was clearly abandoned very fast. Plenty of things knocked over. You can see even clothes strewn about as if someone was carrying like a handful of them, and some goods like rice and beans that have been spilled and Hurley grabbed as well. Just all the essentials, it seems. Roll me another investigation to try and find it within the house.
At 20.
Yeah. I swear if you knock that lamp over. Instantly find it. You think, where would I leave a teddy bear if I was a kid trying to run from his house? And you'd think, oh, well, I would probably try and bring it with me, but my mom would tell me no. And surely enough, you see, you kind of follow where it was. So like, all right, they ran out the door. He probably had it until he got to the door and she grabbed it and tossed it. And you can find it behind one of their chairs. Instantly, you pick it up. And indeed, there is a bit of blood on the ear, where it's kind of dried and encrusted. And it looks well loved. The stuffing has been matted down and squished, so it's quite lumpy. The fur is dingy, and you can see some stains on the top of his head of tears, of many nights of crying. And you can even see the indents in where he hugged it as tight as he could.
Well used.
Huh. So the dad has been dead for longer than we've been here, it seems.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, poor kid is more traumatized now.
All right. So
I'll
as-
dust it up, like take the excess dirt, and then just head over. I'm gonna cast haste on myself to get there faster.
As Saran gets to the end of the tunnel she dug prior, is there anyone in the dungeon at all?
No one would have had to go that far to
Okay.
fill up the palace. So it is empty, but you don't have to go far to find people.
Okay, so she's just going to revert back to her humanoid form, not to cause much of an uproar. And she's just going to climb up the stairs.
All right. As you can climb up the stairs, you can see that now this is kind of where the overflow of people have gone, and some people react in a startled way to seeing you. All they know is that the palace is being sieged, and so their first reaction is fear. And you can even see one man lift up a pitchfork that he had brought with him, and he goes, "Hey,
Whoa.
hey.
Listen. The war's over. We won.
Roll persuasion."
Okay. That's almost a nat 20.
All right, your voice is very soothing, and you speak with this power in your voice and this sense of authority that he instantly reacts to, and he drops the pitchfork, and he runs forward and hugs you. Thank you. Were you one of the heroes that saved us?
That would be correct. Now, I'm going to go ahead and report to everyone else, if that'd be all right.
Yeah, no, sure thing. Sorry, it was just spur of the moment. It was weird.
Well, don't thank me just yet. She's going to kind of push her way through and kind of get to a point where maybe everyone could hear her.
Sure, yeah. You get kind of the main area of the palace, sort of where the ball had happened, and the area adjacent to that. And it is packed full of people. Like I mentioned before, there are cots that are put up and just makeshift little beds on the floor for anyone who passed out or was injured, or the elderly that are trying to rest, or anything like that. And there's the balcony you can get up to.
Would people have glances?
Since you're not coming from an area that didn't have people, the guy reacted that way because you're coming up from the dungeon, and he knew no one was there. You kind of fit in for the most part. There are other dragonborns in here, so you don't stand out too much.
Okay, she's going to can I roll a perception to see if I can find that one head of the army, or quote unquote army, that she was talking to before?
Sure, do it with disadvantage because of the sheer quantity of people here.
Okay. Disadvantage. Perception. 18.
With an 18, there are a lot of people here. You can see a group of people that are dressed in the same way he was, the guard, essentially.
Okay, she'll go up and ask where she could find the their captain.
Oh, him. He's in one of the chambers up there. He had followed this advisor, I think, up there.
She's gonna say thank you, and she's gonna go in that direction.
Cool. Yeah, you start headed that way. Anyone on the outside of the palace do anything? Saber, any of your I guess Christian, any of your characters do anything? Jin, everyone else who's anyone who's doing anything at the moment.
Yes. So
I
I did have this typed up because you remember I do have those dragon scales.
Are you going to try and feed him dragon scales?
Yeah.
Give me animal handling to try and convey that. Oh no, you speak telepathically. That's right.
Yes.
Okay, you tell this to him. With no catalyst.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you can feed it to him and he can store it instead of disintegrate it instantly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, you begin shoving these in his mouth. Though they leave weird indentations in his body. It's like he's not a full pocket dimension in there. It's like he can fit things bigger than himself in there clearly, but there's such jagged shapes that you see like little pokes out of his skin. And do you put all the scales in there?
Just one. Just one.
Just one. Which one do you put in?
So remind me of the colors because I didn't. I know I got.
I believe there was a red scale, a black scale, a gold scale, and then a green one, I think.
Wasn't there? Which one was the lava one? Because one
It's
was
like
in
this
lava.
blackened magma scale sort of thing.
So I would just do the red scale first.
Okay. He eats it and then looks at you and in demonic says, or infernal, "This doesn't taste very good.
We'll have to work on that then.
Give me something to eat.
Mm,
There's
I'm
a bunch of
so very hungry."
Well, there's all
a
the
bunch of
bodies of
mage
the
bodies.
yeah,
Yeah.
of all the mages that just fell from the sky.
do you want some flesh?
Yes, please.
Go
Do you
ahead
see
and eat
this?
one of those.
Are they saying this all out loud too?
It's in Draconic, so you're just hearing like,
Do I know Draconic?
It's in
not Draconic,
Infernal.
Infernal is my main.
It's telepathically too. So okay.
Yeah, but it's mostly in Infernal. I just tell him to go eat one of the bodies.
Happily, master. And he leaps off of you and skitters through the debris and begins lapping up. And there's like an arm on the ground, and he just opens his mouth going full speed, and it disappears into him, and he goes off.
I think.
Oh, I guess that's one way to clean the streets up.
I think a good thing that the soldiers can do, Rendon, right now is they can go and fetch the couple crystals that do remain.
He nods and then just waves them off and they go, "Yes, sir." And they depart into their platoons. The Holly soldiers going for the one that is farther away, and the other Oak soldiers going for the one that's at the gate.
And probably at the same time make a sweep of the city, see if you find anything.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. I see, Igneous, you got some bear there?
Oh, yes, I need to deliver this. And as I'm saying that, I'm going to use Dimension Door to get into the castle.
Okay.
Okay. In a ripple, he vanishes, and you appear where you were before. And you see that child has not left that spot.
Oh, wow.
Just sitting there.
Hey, what was your name again?
You're back!
You're using a lot.
My name's Merle.
Earl. I think I found this for you, and I just bring it up.
Thank you. And he lifts the bear and starts lifting up to you and giving you kisses with it. He goes, "Mwah, mwah, mwah, mwah."
Okay. Do you want me to clean it? It's a little bit dusty.
No. And he starts hugging it. I don't want Daddy's blood to go away.
He just says it in such a sadistic way.
That's the last part of him I have left.
His blood.
Gosh. Igneous is just not feeling well about that because he also doesn't have parents.
Boston, when you get to this part in the manga, I have a request for you. Can you have it be like the most gloomy looking scene where he says it, just like him, just like it's like a lower angle, lower
Harsh
camera
shadow.
angle, and it's just like a harsh shadow, and it's just like him looking down, just like at the bear, just like in such an evil looking way.
Oh my gosh.
It's the last memory I have of him.
Sir, can I ask you a question?
Yes, and I just like kind of lean or crouch to his level.
Will you be my new daddy?
No, I cannot.
Why not?
But because you only have one,
Is the mom hot?
and
Let's roll for
You need-
mom hotness.
What?
She's all right. She's all right.
What the heck just happened?
Is Igneous into MILFs?
Oh gosh.
No.
And
And
She's
no.
nothing
Where
like
did-
she's nothing like
I knew
Professor
it.
Nightingale, but
There it is.
I mean,
My gosh.
all things considered, a fairly attractive woman. Yeah.
Gosh, the guy knew was coming.
Anyway, I'm just gonna tell him no because you have one, and
No, I
you
don't.
need to remember him. You
I wouldn't
have to-
forget him. He's Daddy 1, you'd be Daddy 2. Two different things.
No, that's. I don't think that's how that works.
Like,
I
ma'am,
want a daddy that teleports.
ma'am, control your child, please.
Sorry. He's just excited is all. He missed his father. It was really hard when we lost him, and he's just still figuring out how to cope with it. But I really appreciate you bringing the bear back for him. Is there anything I can do to repay you?
That's not needed.
Are you sure? I mean, you didn't have to. You didn't have to retrieve that bear for him, and I'd hate for you to leave empty-handed.
That's fine. I really don't need anything.
you're just gonna have to hate.
You are a true hero.
No. And he like starts getting more and more like not annoyed, but uncomfortable. Like he's not. He just doesn't feel well about the situation, I guess.
She grabs the kid by the shoulders and starts like pulling him away, and he turns back and goes, "Goodbye, Daddy 2."
Daddy 2 left him for milk.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But Boston, real quick.
And I'll just teleport away.
Okay.
Real quick, Boston. Michael said that he just wants Cinder to go in and make sure to see if Melina's okay, and also let her know that he's okay and whatnot. So Cinder would probably follow them in, and would
Right
do
now the
that.
place is still in lockdown, so it'd have to be afterwards.
Well, he might have. He
Well-
probably would have even followed you
Okay.
in.
Also, let's go back to
I
the sending
basically-
message
I
that
basically dug a
Drake
tunnel
received.
that-
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay,
So-
I would say maybe like the first time,
Like Drake just there was some reception problem, or like he just maybe was too busy at the moment. But you try again, and go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So what was the question that you asked, Igneous?
I just said like to both of them like if they were there, if they were, and if they were okay. That's pretty much what I said.
Okay. You hear this while walking through the forest with Aaron, who is a little bit ahead of you. He's walking very diligently, and he's just casting an occasional glance over you to make sure you haven't run yet.
I'm now actually finally hearing Igneous. Right, he just says like, what did Igneous say again?
Like where are you, and are you safe?
Oh gosh. Oh, I would say like, Igneous, you there?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, how's
Also,
everyone?
it's not the sending spell. It's like through the sending stone, right?
It's like a walkie-talkie, yeah.
How's everyone?
We're fine. How are you? Where are you? We've been looking for you
That's-
for a few minutes.
Yeah, that's a long story. Just know that I'm okay for right now. And I will get back to you when I get to where I'm going. Just trust
Who are
me.
you
What are
talking
you-
to?
What are you talking about? Wait, who says that?
Don't worry.
Aaron, yeah, so that
Don't worry.
you better
It's
not be
okay.
telling anyone else about this, Drake. This is purely confidential.
I know. Just letting them know that I'm okay.
Fine.
Like I said, I should be able to tell you more later. Okay.
What? Are you okay? Are you?
I am
Right.
fine. I am
Tell
fine.
your girlfriend goodbye. We got a thing to do.
Lewd.
I'll reach out. I'll reach out to you. Okay.
Are you sure I can teleport us Do you?
Yes,
I
It's
guess I
fine.
could try that.
it's fine for right now.
Okay.
I know. I this is all new to me too, but it's okay.
All right
trust-
then. I guess.
All right.
Don't
Tell the
die.
others. Tell the
Okay.
others. I hope they're okay, and I'll see them soon.
Is nobody else listening to it? Since, or at least, I think Saber has a sending some too.
Saber wouldn't care enough.
Okay. I guess. Okay. Just don't die. Let us know when you will be back.
Mm-hmm.
Just let me know.
We'll do.
Can I know what's happening? I guess. Why are you so secretive?
Oh, you're asking him that?
Yeah. This is all in character still. Why are you being so secretive?
Are you saying this right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
I'm not-
it's
I'm
well,
just-
for one, it's not very common for you to be this
I'm just-
vague about things, and
I just
also
need to.
it's a weird situation to be vague about.
Yes.
Aaron pulls the sending stone from your ear, puts it into his mouth, and goes, "He doesn't love you. Bye." And then puts it in his pocket. He goes, "We're here."
Okay.
I'm gonna use the sending spell now. No, just kidding. Okay.
Goodness, Drake. Do you have like multiple girlfriends? Jeez.
No, it's my friend. The ones
Oh.
that were fighting.
Okay, no, it sounded a little flirty to me. Anyway,
Okay, well,
and he points to a grave you know all too well. A grave you dug yourself. Well, not really even a grave, a pile of rocks. Though,
did I? Did I
roll
dig it
me
up?
a history check. You're the only one left alive, right?
Well, I mean, if they have died, that happened after I left.
No, this is the guy. This is the guy who died.
Yeah, I know. But like, I was driven out. You know,
Oh,
from
sheesh.
everyone else.
He remembers.
I'll say you probably were involved in the burying of, unless that you don't want to be, but I would assume you have been involved in the burying of your mentor.
I mean, we
and father figure.
can make it like, because the thing was that I saw that he was the one who did it, and so I don't know, like, if I maybe had like fled with his body, but we can, I don't know, we can change something. Like maybe I didn't.
It's up to you.
Maybe I didn't know that he died, but I later found out that he was the one who did it.
Remind me what happened in your backstory?
Because it was right, like I was taken in by the group, right, and I lived in the group, and then originally the plan was that I saw Aaron, that he killed Eru, and like he knew that I saw, and so he tried to pin it on me. That was the original. That was the original. We could always.
I'll say instead then.
Like
you
maybe
watched
like I was
him be
saying,
buried
yeah.
off in the shadows. Like you watched this happen because you stayed close and you watch every rock be put on top of his body.
Like I watched Eru dig the grave.
Well, Arrow's dead.
No, not Eru. I watched Aaron dig his grave.
How many others were in your group?
He never specified how big of a group it was.
Imagine it'd be fairly not huge.
It's not a huge group. Like I imagine no more than 20 members.
Okay, yeah, you watched them bury him, and with that nat 20 history check, this memory was so formative to you, and it's something that you thought of every night for years and still think of. since you watched every rock be put down, you remember the placement of every single rock. And as you look at this pile of rocks with this makeshift headstone that is just a few sticks jabbed in the ground, the rocks are out of place. It is not the same formation it was before.
What's happened here?
What are you talking about?
I've
suppose
lived-
you had fled by then. This is where we buried Eru.
But I remember seeing this. See, buried him. The placement. It's wrong.
How would you even remember a thing like that? It's the
I've
rocks.
thought about it every single night of my life.
Chronologically, how long ago did this happen to Drake?
This was probably. Let me. Also, I'm on the wrong character sheet right now. I gotta pull up Drake's. I think I have on there like a time. I just don't remember off the top of my head what it was. Sorry, I'm pulling it up. Okay, right now Drake is about 27. And from the start of the campaign, that was 5 years ago.
Okay, so about
So-
6 years ago.
6 or 7, however long the campaign has gone on in game.
It's been a little more than a year since the campaign started. In game. Because there's a 6-month time skip and an 8-month time skip. And then months have passed within that, so it's probably been like a year and a half.
Year and a half. Yeah. Okay, so like 6.5 years. Yeah, so Jake would be like, the pain that memory caused me, I've thought about it so much that it's ingrained into my memory. I would know.
I understand.
Just watching you bury him.
I was a very different man back then, and I will be atoning for those actions for the rest of my life.
Yeah, you will.
Well,
I tell you, this isn't right. So it's been tampered.
tampered, huh? Well, we have to exhume the body anyway, so it's not like it matters.
Okay. You're the one who buried him, you dig him back up.
I suppose that's fair. He goes and begins removing each rock. And he takes him about 15 minutes to do so. And within the rocks, you see a decayed, grayed, and bony corpse of a portal man.
Drake, seeing
His
this,
shell having almost caved in from the weight of the rocks.
Drake seeing this just flashes back to all the fond memories he had with Eru, and like I said, he was his father figure for growing up and whatnot, and seeing him like this, there's just tears start to kind of fall down his face.
As you see Aaron grab a dagger and begin prying off the front of Eru's shell and rip it off.
I just kind of squeal from that. Not squeal. That's not the right word. I just kind of. That's not the right word. Sorry. I just sort of just look away, like reel back. I think that's what I meant to say.
Okay.
And I just
They say
seeing him do that. I imagine having I imagine what it was like for him to kill him. See that?
I mean, seeing this brings back all your darkest memories. You have probably stewed on this forever, and thoughts of vengeance have come to you. I imagine, like, has Drake dreamed about the chance to see Aaron again? And what has he dreamed of doing to him when he saw him?
Dreamed of. More so just wanting not vengeance, wanting justice. At first,
And what
when
does
he was
justice look like to you?
justice is just, the blame being put on him and him standing before some sort of trial from the disciples. And at this point, he kind of goes to, he's like, what else happened to the disciples?
He stays silent. That doesn't matter now.
It does to me. They were of my family too. Did you kill them too?
He stays silent.
I pull out my sword. Answer me.
What does it matter, Drake? The past is the past.
That's why I rush at him.
Okay, and intending to attack?
Yeah.
Okay, roll to hit.
Da, da, da. 25.
Okay, yeah. You come at him, sword drawn, and just swing at him with all the rage. Actually, roll with advantage. You are justified in this one. This is all the dreams of justice and the hate you felt for him and the
Nope, that was
pure
advantage.
misery that has been fermenting over years. And you kind of not realizing, you don't know why. He has not given a good reason for what he did to Eru.
Yeah.
And-
It's actually released, my short sword, I imagine, still. So I'm gonna... It's still the attack, but just so I get the damage in there.
Yeah, this is the culmination of everything, and you've kind of almost been shut off. You were so surprised by what you saw. You hadn't really had the chance to think about the implications of what this means. And the you from when that happened is bubbling up, and that rage translates into an attack. And you take the sword and you plunge it, piercing his armor into his side as he grunts with pain, looks up at you, grabs the blade and pushes it out of his gut, holds his hand over as green light fills it and seals the wound. I thought that we had already talked about this. Why stab me now? Why not kill me when you saw me? Clearly there is some part of you that is more focused on the future and what we can do for our people than what I did to you. There are bigger things. This is petty, Drake.
I know that. But gosh, does this feel good. You have idea how long I've dreamt of this.
Have you gotten it all out then?
One more. The 27.
The attack lands once more as you bring it down, and it cleaves into his neck.
If I'm to trust you and work with you, you need to be truthful with me. Or I will just leave.
Roll persuasion.
I'm not that great with persuasion. Can I roll with advantage?
I don't think so. There's nothing in this that would really push him.
I mean,
If I can also,
a sword might be intimidating enough to persuade him.
I don't know how strong he could be. Probably pretty strong. So, I at least will give myself some guidance. So, persuasion, not great. At least if I can get it to a 10, I don't look like an idiot. Please. Hey, 12.
I don't owe you anything. The only reason I didn't kill you that night was because you were important. I didn't know why then, but I do know now. And the reason that keeps me from slaying you with my blade, because if I do, the future of our people is dashed. You, by some sick act of fate, are our best chance at reclaiming what is ours. You know, I couldn't stand you back then. So bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, no idea of the sanctity of our mission. You went along with everything that old fuck said. And when he continued onward, roaming the world with no goal in mind, with no plan to restore what was taken from us, and no plan to act upon the knowledge he knew he had, you were all aboard.
He was my father.
He was a fool,
Again.
and he died a fool.
Oof, no, that does not hit.
Yeah, as you swing at him, quickly his blade comes out, and you can see it is made of this like steel-like leaf. He parries the attack. They were all fools, and they all died fools. They got cold feet. They were not with me. They were useless anyway. A bunch of hippies following a dream that they knew they did not have the guts to pursue. As disciples of Malfu, it was our job to protect her knowledge, and it is our job to bring her back. When she died, she didn't know what would happen to us. We were given the Fae. No, we weren't. They were. The people from that realm were given the Fae, and they took them in with open arms and gave them a place to stay when theirs was taken. And what did they do to thank us? They pushed us to the corners of the world and claimed our land. They changed it. All the things that made the Fae unique. They bulldozed it and put up their own boring crap. The seasons were not the seasons they knew. The plants were not the plants they knew. And so they destroyed it. And they made it their new home. And they had no right to do so. And no one in that group felt the same rage that I felt. They did not want justice. They wanted to walk around talking platitudes and do nothing, even though they had the power in their hands to do something.
You talk as if you were there.
I have tapped into the memories of Fae. Millennia's worth. Their rage is my rage. Their pain is my pain, and their future is my future. Do I need to show you the same thing to convince you, Drake? Do you need agony mainlined into your system to understand? Do you not have a bone of empathy in your body?
I don't know. I thought it was going back to where I actually came from. I thought that
I could put all my past behind me, but I was foolish to think so without resolving our history here.
Nothing's going to change if we don't take large strides. Peace be damned. Blood will be shed. Homes will crumble. Cities will crumble. And we will be just. And we will reclaim.
Are you talking about killing innocents?
I'm talking about avenging innocence. The Fae dominated this world. And now look how many there are. Do you not think people had to die? The Fae do not reproduce as they do. They live infinitely. It was not a problem of population. It was a problem of having space to exist. Beings that lived for thousands upon thousands of years were snuffed out just so some halfling fuck could have a nice home with a nice garden that produced the same tomatoes that he used to eat back on his home world. They could not change. They could not adapt. They are weak, and weakness will be expunged from this world. And if you cannot agree with that, and if you cannot abide what I do, then maybe you need to sleep for a very long time. And when you awake, the work will be done. And you will see the happiness that brings, the glory of that world.
I can't get behind killing people, but I know I've seen my homeland where the Fae live and flourish. I know that they can, people and the Fae, they can live together. There's a way that we can do this without that.
They had their chance. We gave them every chance. When they came here, we opened up our lands for them. We even built homes. We laid the groundwork for our coexistence, and they tore it down. Why do they deserve another chance?
Trying to think about what I'm thinking of what I want to do.
Here, you can give me another persuasion check real quick.
Gosh. I'm gonna do that guidance again, but gosh dang, come on, please. Come on, dice. Work with me here. Yeah, it's probably gonna be just the same. Yeah, exactly. Again, a 12.
This is your one chance to prove yourself. He looks down at Eru's body. Within his decaying heart lies the key. I want you to open it up and retrieve it. If you cannot do such a thing, then I'm afraid you will need to be preserved somewhere safe for as long as it takes. I cannot risk you dying, and I cannot risk you rebelling.
I'm fine, Igneous. Everything is okay.
Well, I mean,
The okay.
let me meditate for a second. Let me think about this. You're asking so much of me right now.
And that will not stop. Once this starts, we must abandon our connections, abandon our comforts. You must become an agent of change. And if you cannot do that, then you have no place in this world. Earn it. Fight for it. Has there not ever been a greater cause than this? You not undo 3,000 years of colonization with peace.
As you're saying this, I sit down and I get into a meditative pose. Time, give me time.
What is Drake attempting to do in this moment?
I'm just sort of kind of trying to connect using my druidic and ranger abilities just to kind of try to connect with nature and
Okay.
sort of just kind of like just see if I can get advice from the spirits.
Give me a nature check. Or religion, whatever you prefer.
And they're both the same. But come on,
I'll give
guys.
it to you with advantage.
Okay.
And use your guidance.
I'll use my guidance.
And you know what? I will bless you as well. Some force is blessing you, so you get another d4 on top of that.
So, okay, to 2d4. Nice. Okay.
Do you not
all
have
right.
cool dice?
Oh, do you have any cool dice?
No.
Oh, no, Drake wouldn't. No. He was out of all of this.
Yeah, I was out of all this.
At the end of this, I'll give you one, because this is a good role play, but...
Yeah. Nature. 17. Okay. Roll 2d4. Plus 7. All right.
24?
If you learned this, then 24.
Wait, why is
Okay.
he doing 2d4?
Austin
He can.
I gave him
It's
the
literally
benefit of-
because he can.
I gave him a bless. Some force blessed him,
Ah,
and then he had guidance.
I
So,
see.
as you enter this meditative pose, you close your eyes and you find yourself in that same spot you were when Meowth blessed you with your druidic abilities. In this place that felt so familiar, and you could not pin it down. Something about this is homely, and you find yourself there again, right in the middle of all of this lush forest and this beautiful fey forest, fey trees and fey plants around, and this stone carved like pedestal or platform with all this green energy running through it. And you float in the middle of this. What does Drake want from the spirits?
Advice, because he can't get behind Aaron's plan of wanting to completely just wipe out all these people, but he realizes though too, seeing his homeland, and seeing the Fae live peacefully and with the people there, and it being such a lovely place, he's like, there has to be something that we can do, but right now, he knows that he can't persuade Aaron and that he's not strong enough that, especially after the fight, he's so bruised that he can fight him himself. So he's just at a loss of what to do.
You hear a woman's voice, powerful and echoing, as if it's spoken to you by some colossal being whose lips touch the stratosphere and whose voice booms across the entirety of the world. A voice that is inherently motherly and instantly calming and full of life itself. And these words come to you like an echo from thousands of years ago. though the sentiment still rings true, and these words say to you, all life is my family. They are all my children. They must all be protected. Save my children. And you know that these were words spoken by Mialfu herself, and these were the words spoken to the Arch-Fae when the Great Exodus was happening, but you still feel that they are almost in a way directed towards you as well, as if she had some knowing that these were words you would need in the future as well, even though she didn't know who you were or who you were going to be.
Okay. Thank you. And at this point, then he stops meditating. He gets up and repeats the words that Meowthu said.
Give me persuasion with advantage.
Come on.
And does he get blessed for that as
And
well?
you get a cool dice, so you can choose to use this cool dice at this moment.
D6.
D6.
Come on. Come on, dice. Persuasion. Also with the guidance.
This is.
Come on.
You have the cool dice
I saw the dice and that. Come on. It rolls. That's
D6 plus D4.
Nope.
16.
16. That's. Yeah.
His persuasion is +0.
Yeah, it's +0. Not that persuasive.
These
That's always
words
been my biggest thing.
seem to affect him more than your words prior, and he seems to almost recognize these words in a way, although not like directly, and he's not fully aware why. But he is firm in his belief, and it touches him, but it touches a part of him that is long since gone and is buried deep within, and is not a part of his self that is involved in any decision making. Nice sentiment, Drake, really. But it's not what we need now. If only those same words could have been spoken to those that murdered millions of our people. You've made your decision. You've made your bed. Now you must sleep in it. And he pulls a flower from behind him and crushes it in his hand as spores come flying out, and he blows out, creating a gust of wind that blows all these spores at you. Give me a Constitution save.
Oof. Wow. No.
These spores fill your nose and fill your mouth as you gasp for breath as it is taken from your nose, and they coat every part of your respiratory system, and you swiftly fall asleep.
My last thoughts go towards everyone and saying, sorry, friends. And more so, you think about his sister. It's like, Dawn must stay safe. You have to stop this from happening.
Okay, in this moment, Drake, outside of your body, Mr. Legs still remains, covered in a symbiote of sorts of Mialafu's own spirits. Mialafu's spirits hear your words. and they know they are true. And they know that they are more important than the words of Aaron. So, in this moment, there is a chance that they get to hit your body before he does. He possesses enough magic to be able to shut your body away immediately with a touch. As does Mr. Legs. Now, to roll for who succeeds in teleporting you away, I want you to roll a percentage dice.
Okay.
Under 50, Aaron gets you. Over 50, Mr. Legs gets you.
50-50. Okay. This is the most just like 50-50 shot here ever, I feel like.
Coin flip of a century right here.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Oppa!
Okay.
Almost 69. Gosh, ate it.
That would've
As
been
all of you
perfect.
are standing there, just waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, where's my +1?
And the soldiers have gone off. Saber, what are well? I guess Christian, what are Saber and Lower Deck doing now that people have kind of gone off and done their own thing? Igneous is like just reappeared.
Saber.
Christian.
Who was it? You were talking to Saber, right?
Or just both his characters, because he's the only like one controlling people other than like Josue and Spencer.
Christian, are you trying to speak? I don't know. He unmuted himself, but we can't hear you, Christian, if you're trying to say something.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Oh,
Oh,
I heard you.
hello?
We heard you.
Hello,
What,
hello.
Well,
Hi, we can hear you.
Hi.
okay. I mean, as I keep trying to say, Saber is just waiting for Jerry to finish devouring the bodies,
Which
and
he does.
then he's going to tell him try fusing with it now. If that doesn't work, we'll try something else later when we get back to the mansion.
Okay, without a
Um,
catalyst,
mhm,
the only thing that could make that happen, I
Mhm.
think, is some unexplored demonic ability of Jerry. He's vastly unknown. His origins unknown. His capabilities unknown, and he has already like fused with you before.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. We'll pull another percentage roll. It's got to be high. I'm talking with like from 90 to 100. It's got to be one of those.
Okay.
So a 10% chance, essentially.
Nope.
No.
Okay, he does not fuse with it.
That's fine. Loridak, on the other hand, gonna start fiddling with that hand of his.
Or the non-existence of it.
And it's like, yeah. Weston, can we do a coin toss on this one to see what it is for the first time?
So yes, you don't know what it is or like how it works.
Yeah,
Sure.
just because he doesn't know which one he's activating.
Sure, go for it.
I'll just do a D100.
That's like a heads or.
I should have clarified first. Heads will be, or 1 to 50 will be offense. The other will be defense. So okay, defense it is.
Whatever that means.
Austin knows what it means.
Yeah.
So
You viewers
defense?
at home, you'll find out later.
Is it defense?
It's defense, yeah.
Okay. You pop out this lever, crank it around as the opening of this metal cap opens up, and popping out of it, a sizable shield that appears to be have been made by the shell of the Trask itself, with massive spikes popping out of it, and it's very, very bumpy texture, and that appears out of his missing hand.
Well, this is certainly new. Well, I guess
Um,
I guess the gods have blessed me.
Shin is like, well, that's nothing bad, but that's definitely weird.
Well, I guess when you slayed that beast, the gods must have still given me a little bit of credit for it.
Yeah, what's my reward, God?
I mean, if you want to make a deal with the devil, go ahead.
A glass of wine appears in your hand, Jin.
Yeah, something I can have already easily by myself. Thank you.
It goes away.
To be fair, Dionysus would do exactly that.
As she was about to drink from it, it goes away.
I just pull out the finger wine again.
Yeah, Igneous Screwbot, we should do some testing on this at some point in time.
Jin, the finger wine is chunky.
Oh,
It's the most
Ugh.
low quality, not properly strained wine. There are still like chunks of grape, but it's like gone weird, soft and smushy. And there are toenails from the feet that crushed it.
I get Dionysus.
Yeah.
I get Dionysus. Very funny.
He wants an apology.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I hate to do this to you again. Roll persuasion.
You're trying to persuade a god right now, so good
That's
luck.
funny.
Okay. Well, at least Dawn is. I mean, not Dawn. Sorry, Jin is much more capable. Sorry, I put Jin's away to get Drake's out. It's time to go back. I'm just getting there. Persuasion. Okay, I don't think I have anything. Yeah, and I'm just saying this. So 21.
Well, this is all happening. Igneous is going to go to just to the side, sit in the floor, and start drinking from his flask.
I'm mad that because that's a low roll too. 21.
The wine returns to normal. But it tastes like spite.
Spite.
It takes spite.
It
What?
tastes like
Tastes
spite.
like spite.
Oh, takes like spite. Okay.
All right, Jerry has returned to Saber, and has just gone back under your arm. Loridax got his new shield. Does he keep it out?
For now, yeah. Just to look at it.
What's
He
going
does
on?
feel like if he wanted to, he can switch it to a hand. His hand's not like gone forever. It's like it'll be a robotic hand, but he can still interact with things. It's just it can also be replaced by any of these other items that you
Gotcha.
gain.
Okay, yeah, he's gonna tinker with it and turn it back into a hand.
He does see a flash in his vision of a kraken deep, deep under the sea. And he simply says, "You owe me 2."
Understood.
For a moment, the barnacles on Lordak's body grow more, the patches enlarge, and he begins to get like sopping wet.
Moist.
What's going on with Saran right now?
Saran makes it to the quarters of the king's quarters, essentially the emperor's quarters. And as you approach, you can see that captain standing just outside the door, wielding a blade by his side, and roll insight.
That was with disadvantage. However, the first roll should be the one used, so 15.
He seems like he is seriously contemplating whatever he is about to do, and has. It's like when a kid goes like jump off a diving board for the first time, and they like are just standing there like, well, I don't want to, but like I want to, like just this internal battle of being scared to do it, but also wanting to.
Saran's going to speak up. If you're thinking about striking me, then that you really have a death wish.
I didn't even know. He turns around. I wasn't even facing you. He puts the blade away. I wasn't doing anything.
Well, that's what my gut was telling me.
What are you talking about? You're crazy.
Are you trying to gaslight a dragon?
No, you're crazy. Literally. Anyway, I was just standing guard.
For what?
I mean, I don't know. There's a number of people who would want to kick the Emperor's dead body. I'm just... of course, I don't want to kick the Emperor's dead body. I've never thought about that once in my life. But
something suspicious.
I'm sure there are
and she's
people
just
who
gonna,
would want to
she's
do that.
gonna budge past him and go into the room.
Hey, she's trying to kick the Emperor to death! You see Xantris look up, and you see the Emperor's body there. He goes, oh, hey, what's up?
Everything is fine, I guess.
What's-
It just seems like the guard was a bit off.
What guard? You hear boots running away.
I'll have a talk with him later.
So, I'm assuming you being in here is a good thing?
Yes, everything's over.
Oh, wonderful.
We have reinforcements here, so if anything does stir up afterwards, we have dragons to fight for us.
That's what I sensed. Well, that's awesome, yes.
So
I was just about to revive the Emperor here.
perfect. I'll leave you to that then, and I'm going to go ahead and announce to everyone else and talk with him personally.
Should I deactivate the lockdown?
Wait for that right now. I don't want too much of a surprise happening when everyone sees what went down outside.
Ominous, but okay.
Just a lot of reconstruction probably will have to occur.
I suspected as much.
She's gonna head back. She still has some static surge up, so she's just gonna bolt down the stairs.
You catch up to him very fast.
She just goes in front of him.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I just remembered I left the oven on.
You don't even live here.
Oh, fine, okay, I was gonna kill him. Again.
He can just
Like
hear like a
this?
low growl in the back of her voice.
I've been waiting for my chance. No matter what happens because of this, he's still not fit to lead us. He's better off dead.
And you realize that he went around surrendering in front of you, correct? He was going to give up the throne to someone else. He was not going to be leading you anymore.
A coward like that doesn't deserve to lead.
And you promised him that he would live.
Yeah, well, promises, who cares, right?
Well, promises. I can promise that you might actually die right here, right now, and no one would know. Do you want that?
No.
Okay. I'm glad we're in
just got-
agreement here.
I just got back together with my ex-wife, and it's going really good.
Oh, how wonderful. How's that going?
Really good.
Good. Well, don't ruin it with stupid decisions.
So, is everything good out there?
That's what I came in to report, only to find you trying to murder the Emperor.
He's already murdered, so... I was gonna murder the guy that was in there with him, and then...
You do
That's gone with the
realize
body.
that that would have been the end of you, right?
I don't know that.
Well, the other guy in there
You just-
is very powerful to begin with.
It's just an advisor.
More than just that.
I'll take your word for it. So you're gonna announce that the battle is over and we can all return to our homes?
Well, about that, I thought I'd break the news to you first. There is a lot of destruction out there. We tried to avoid it, but
I had a really big boom.
yes. How familiar are you with legends of ancient creatures?
I was told scary stories growing up, so I know.
Do you know the name of a Tarask? What a Tarask is?
Never heard of it.
Okay, think World Ender.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we had to fight, and
Well, the world's not ended, so can't be that bad.
oh, it was bad, all right. Thankfully, none of us died.
Are you trying to hype yourself up to me or what?
Are you coming on to me? 'Cause
No.
I'm already
Like
married.
her voice is sounding shaky when she said that with the.
Are you buttering me up?
Listen here.
I'm into it, but I'm taken.
I'm not trying to butter you up.
Damn it.
She's just gonna go in for a swift kick towards the back of the knees to get him to fall over.
Sure.
You
Yeah.
want me to
Roll.
make a dex check or something like that?
Yeah. Make a contested dex check with this guy.
That's a 16.
Okay, he got 15. So yeah, you collapse him to the ground. Fine, just go make your declaration or whatever.
If you even think that any more times, it's going to be more than just that.
I understand. I understand.
Yeah, I get it.
Now you go on ahead, and I'll follow behind to ensure that you don't trail back.
Fine. What are you, my mom?
At this point in time, yes.
I'm your mommy.
He does a small fist pump and then starts walking away. Yes.
The heck?
This guy's got a lot of conflicted feelings.
Can tell.
Saran has bloodlust towards this person. She wants to kill him, but she knows that wouldn't be the best course of action.
Okay, you return back to the.
Can I
ballroom
make
with
some
full
sort of
people.
charisma check just to maybe have some sort of eminence of that radiance of bloodlust towards him? Just intimidation.
Sure. Roll intimidation. Yeah.
20. Does he feel it?
He is hunched over, making himself as small as possible, and is just looking back at you every now and then. And is very aware of every move he makes, and is really trying not to piss you off anymore.
Okay.
Kind of likes it a little.
And is also in it. Yeah, he's into it still.
So we get back to the crowd, and she's trying to debate on how to try to get everyone's attention. But she has an idea. She's going to utilize with lightning comes thunder ability that she has, and she's gonna use just shocking grasp on herself, I guess, just to like create like a boom of lightning.
Yeah, you kind of you run the electricity to your hands and clap them together, and along with that, your sensibility adds the thunderous element and that boom. Roll to not scare the shit out of everyone in there.
So just a charisma check.
Yeah. Okay, about half the people, like a little less than half, scream bloody murder, and everyone turns around, to look at you, and everyone stops what they're doing, stands up. Several of the cots like fall over as people leap off of them, but the screaming subsides, and they all like stop and wait to hear what you're going to say. I see you next to the head guard, so like clearly they're not in any danger.
Okay. She's just gonna like speak with a loud voice. All right, I have some news for everyone concerning outside. There is some good news and some bad news. Bad news, you don't have to worry about for now. But good news is we've won.
Cheering erupts within this room as everyone begins to applaud and jump up and down, and things start getting randomly thrown into the air. What is your name, great hero?
We can worry about those formalities later. She's gonna try to like get the audience to like calm down. Like she's gonna like raise a hand really quick.
Roll persuasion.
Okay. 29.
They shut up instantly. The guy next to you, even more into it. He's sweating.
She notices it, and she's just like...
He's just like tugging at his collar and like shyly looking over at you.
She rolls her eyes. Now, as for the bad news, there was a lot of destruction as a result of it. However, we can rebuild. And the city is, at its core, is its people. And thankfully, there were no casualties today for us.
The lady with the dead husband hoists him up and goes, not really.
We'll get on that.
Flops back and a bit more brain matter splatters out of his skull.
Put him down.
We'll get on to that when we have the moment.
I'd appreciate you being fast, please.
A promise was a promise, and we'll try to follow through with that. Now, a lot of homes were destroyed, which was something that we couldn't necessarily avoid.
I mean, I could have.
It's
now,
okay as long as it's not my house.
Well, a lot of homes were destroyed. It very well could have been your house. But as we leave this palace, I just want to warn you, there are dragons out there. However, they are here to help. So there's no need to fear. They're here to help defend for any lone remnants of the army that might come to strike once again. Now, if your home was destroyed, we will do our best to rebuild it and to provide you a new home. It's the least we can do after such destruction.
Applause erupts once again. Okay, but don't worry about it for me, though. My house is probably fine.
She just
Said
shouts
that
towards that individual.
guy?
We don't know for sure.
News.
I got a pretty good feeling about it. Don't worry about it.
I'm
Where do
manifesting.
I have a feeling where this is going.
Where do you
My
live,
cabbages.
Bad things only happen to other people.
It might take weeks,
Happens when-
maybe months to rebuild. but we can rebuild this place even better than it was before.
Please, we.
Applause once again
Yeah.
erupts,
It's
and you start hearing more people go, "All right, can we get out now, please?"
Yes. Let me go ahead and get the gates open now. And she heads back up to the quarters.
As you go back in, you see Ildazin sitting there in his jammies, blankly staring at the floor, with the broken halves of his crown in his hand. As he looks up and Saran, he sort of like moves his like hair around. And,
How is death?
Ah.
She just
Great.
lets like it has a slight grin.
Why are you smiling?
Well, you're back. That's why I'm smiling.
He should be like, he should be though, like, I've already died before.
Did he die before?
I don't know.
Yeah, he got vaporized by the big giant, like,
Oh, I guess he
robot
did.
guy.
Yeah, it was worse than the
Along-
last time.
along with Valkyrie.
I saw the afterlife. Lots of members of the Droacian clans stood to invite me in, and they told me of how they died and of how Ren harvested them for their eyes to create a massive beast.
Harvested their eyes? What is he, Dunzo?
I think I know what that beast is, and thankfully that beast is dead.
Did you at least recover the eye?
Yeah.
About that.
Well, I mean, killing a beast, you leaves a few marks, and you don't. The beast never is, completely destroyed.
Cuts to next scene, just outside, just seeing the crater.
Oh my god! What the fuck? And then you hear, "My house! No! The real estate agent said it was perfect."
And was this one of the ones that Saber chopped in half?
Potentially,
The crater.
No,
That's probably
it's
the crater
definitely-
one.
It's the craters.
it's dead center, like right in the center of the crater, and he falls to his knees. Whoa! You said this wouldn't happen.
I said we would do our best to prevent it.
You promised me.
I promise nothing.
Okay, at this point, everyone has been released. The lockdown is disengaged. People have flooded out to try and find their homes and see what state the city is in. And a chorus of weeping, obviously, of happiness, of sadness, of confusion, mixed with some cheers and some people reuniting, and ultimately coalesces into cheers of gratitude and people calling out to the heroes that protected them from this threat they didn't know was going to happen, but suddenly did happen and became very real and threatening. And but they still applaud you, though there is a major sentiment of, this sucks, and their happiness only lasts so long, but you can feel that they are thankful. And in the midst of all this, Drake reappears.
What the?
Suddenly, a small little flower peeking through the crack of the stone causeway grows and blooms and becomes the size of a person, and then splits open, and Drake falls out of it, fully unconscious.
Just right in front of us.
Right in the middle of all of you guys. Saber, you see this.
You say unconscious?
Lordex sees it. Unconscious, fully asleep.
Saran.
Oh, not again.
Saran, given.
At least I'm here.
Saran, with her history of being kind of like almost like a bodyguard to Drake in the past, her instincts kick in, and she goes and checks his pulse.
Roll medicine check.
That's not her strong suit. But a 10.
Can I help her?
He's alive. Yeah, if you want to use the help action, you can roll with advantage. Or Ignis, you can just roll.
If anyone has better
Ignis,
medicine.
you can roll medicine in her stead as well.
I don't have a. What's your? Yeah. Oh, well, okay. I have better medicine, but
Yeah, I have low
18.
intelligence. Oh, Lord,
I've
I'm with a
natural
nat
Lord,
20.
Lord, I
20.
got it.
Okay, Ignis, you're like, okay, well, he must have been put to sleep by something. Loridak, you're like, this flower of the Fae called the Sleeping Beauty, whose spores can put people to sleep for up to 100 years.
We just all
Lord,
turned to
after
him like,
flowers.
what the heck?
Where did that come from?
What else do you think I did in my mountain home for 20 years?
You read a lot of books. One book
There we
specifically
go.
being Flowers of the Feywild. And you, for some reason, just picture perfect remember this specific page.
Do you know how to end this sleep? And I'm gonna slap Drake in the face just as an attempt to wake him up.
Not like that.
Are you sure? And I do it again.
Lordak, as you check his pulse and everything, you remember like this, depending on how potent it is, how direct the contact with spores is, it can like I said, it can put someone to sleep for up to 100 years, and the only way to break it is another flower called True Love's First Kiss.
Oh wow. Okay.
Wow,
That one.
so cheesy.
It is the Fae.
So cliche.
Well,
It is
we
a
need to
fake.
find another. We need to find another flower.
Lordak, as you are discovering and checking how long he's been asleep, roll a percentage dice with advantage, meaning we'll take the higher number. And this will be the amount of years he will be asleep for.
Oh no.
With advantage.
That's not great. You had very strong contact with this thing. Like all the spores hit you specifically. It's not like you walked past it and it opened and you got like a whiff. So yeah, with no intervention, Drake will be asleep for 90 years.
I assume he
Tell
relays that
to
information.
everybody.
I'm actually going to let me check something.
And Mr. Legs basically becomes the flower. The flower continues growing after spitting Drake out and just takes the shape of Mr. Legs, but possessed by the spirits of Meowlifu.
What happened?
Well,
What happened?
I'll let him tell you. And a flower sprouts out of Meowlifu's palm with the most luscious lips you've ever seen on it. Like the flower petals look like lips.
Flickering.
Oh yeah, they go.
Well, there's the True Love's Kiss flower right there. Grabs it.
How do you know?
I'm
That
kidding.
could be what caused it.
I'm kidding.
Lordak, what are you rolling deception on?
so he's going to be asleep for 45 years.
4 to 5 or 4d5?
45.
He sounds convincing.
Well, it's still a long time.
Can I roll insight on that?
Sure. This is the most like he's about to wake up anytime
27.
now. So it doesn't fully matter. He's lying. You don't know why, but he's lying.
I just look at him weirdly, even though I'm pretty drunk by this point.
Yeah, give me a Constitution save.
Uh,
Give me two of them. Give me two of them.
okay. 8.
Okay. You were drinking a lot. At first, didn't seem like it hit, and then you like drank the rest of the flask, and it hit. You are dizzy, and all these like old feelings are starting to come up, and you're feeling quite emotional.
You should have said to the boys, like, you don't want me as a daddy, I have a drinking problem. Just like my
just like my first dad.
Oh my gosh!
You're the
Why?
perfect fit.
They're just gonna like go to a corner and just like mouth in there, just lay there, like looking at the corner, not talking.
Either way, no matter how long he's asleep for, we do need to find that flower.
Saran, you pluck the flower out of.
No, I was joking about that.
Oh, okay. The spirits of Meowth go over to Drake's body and look at his beak and go, "Ooh, I'm not sure how to," and like pry his like beak open and then like stick the flower like right where they connect.
Oh, so it was the flower. I was joking.
We all thought you were.
And it puckers and kisses your mouth and secretes a saliva-like fluid straight into your mouth.
Ew.
Oh,
It went all French.
It went French. It passionately kisses Drake.
The tongue just like the flower is just tonguing him and everything.
It's got a tongue.
This
And then it instantly shrivels up into nothing, and Drake shoots away.
Oh, this is even worse because the flowers have their reproductory systems.
yeah. Did I feel that? Did I feel that go in?
You wake up, you feel violated, and your mouth is way wetter than normal.
What did you kiss me? What?
No, the flower
Drake,
did, as we point to it.
Drake, congratulations! You just got kissed by a plant.
That's my first kiss. Gosh.
And it was True Love's first kiss.
It's the name of the flower, after all.
Don't become vegan. Please don't.
Yeah, I like fish too much. But anyways, what the? How am I here? What happened?
Well, you appeared right in front of us.
Yeah, you tell us what happened.
Igneous starts like quietly sobbing.
Okay, I don't feel like trying to recap every single thing just happened. I'll just tell them what happened last, and I just remember last thing I was doing was just wishing for them to be safe and for his sister to also be safe and to help stop all this.
Just so we need another threat to add to our list. How many people want you to destroy this world?
It doesn't sound like destroying it this time.
Well, when you seek to kill a lot of people, that's destroying it.
Yes. All life needs to be protected. And Meowth
Disagree.
entrusted me with that. Well, you know. Most life. So right now, I mean, I don't know if he'll be coming for me. I'm sure he needs me. And I'm lucky that I'm even here. And it turns to Mr. Lakes. Was this your doing?
The flower?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, color me impressed.
I mean, I'm living embodiment of the Feywild, so. Just a regular Saturday night for me. For us.
Can we go back to the mansion yet?
Last we knew you only knew 2 words.
Well, I'm possessed by. We possessed Mr. Lake's body. You want to speak to him? And they rip the vines that are covering his face off, and he goes, "Friend!" And then they go back.
No, please, yeah. Stay like that, please.
Well, I actually need to go back. I can't possess this body forever. The Fae does need me. Us needs us.
Okay.
Sorry, being in this mortal's body, it's very confusing being in this mind.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. But speaking of which, okay, so I told what happened to me. What happened here? What is that? And I just see the crater.
Well, it's gonna be where new houses are going.
as the guy just still just cried.
My house. Wait.
Oh, why
Ignis
am I
is-
not surprised?
At this point, Ignis has gone to cry with the people that are currently crying.
If there's a huddle of men who found the booze in their houses, have taken it out, and have begun drinking with you. So it's like 5 drunk men, all like singing "Kumbaya" with Igneous and crying at the same time.
Ignis just keeps mentioning that it is basically what happened back home. It's just on a larger scale.
Has Rendon's army probably come back with the crystals, I imagine?
Yes, they return with these crystals in hand.
And didn't be like, you found anything else? Speaks to the general.
Yeah, that was about it. People hiding in their home further away from the city that didn't get to the palace in time, but other than that is about all we saw.
I will say, I forgot to say this directly, but Saran would have announced that if their home was destroyed, to like while the construction of their home was being put back up and rebuilt, to just they can stay in the palace for the time being while they try to sort everything
You
out.
can't make these promises.
Making promises there.
People need a place to stay, and the palace is where they were staying initially, and that's what she's going to say to comfort them.
There's also no reason for them not to stand in the palace at this point.
Yeah.
They've already kind of all went in the palace to begin with, so
Well, what I'm saying is like the palace is no longer like occupied, quote unquote. Like there's no emperor right now.
yeah, effectively.
Yes.
Ildizin
Mr.
is going to
Legs.
retire, but
Speaks up and says, "Now, as you've seen, I'm able to open gateways. Will you allow me to take you home?"
Please. Yes. Yes. Get us out of here.
This place I can't
And
use
is
anymore.
Ildison okay?
I'm going to stay to help rebuild. I feel a little bit of responsibility for this, to say the least.
Screw this wretched country.
Also, I need to bring Eldis in with us. Wife probably is waiting.
That would be fair. It'd be
You're
good
saying
for his
bringing
wife to
Ildison?
see that he's okay.
Yeah.
But I will say that he might need to return here to conduct orders
Yeah.
of business to hand over
I
power.
think another thing I'll say is that I think Cinder will be and say like, I'll stay behind and help clean and I even help run that. So that'd be good, I think, right, everyone?
Yeah.
Sure, as long as you don't disappear again.
Yeah, and Cinder will be like, just let me know if you need help. Like, all right, you stay here with your sister. Make sure you get to spend more time with them.
Mr. Legs grabs. Who's the one that's wanting to go home the most, Saber or Loradak?
Saber.
Saber, yeah, Saber. He's a kid. so-
Touches Saber's head and takes the memory of where the house is, and then out of some nearby plants grows a floral gate, like archway, in which a portal opens to the mansion. All right, well, when you're ready.
Saber runs through. Saber has not wanted to be here for a long time.
Ignis stumbles through. He does a very dramatic farewell to his drinking buddies.
We love you. We'll miss you forever, friend.
They
I'm
will
trying to
forget
come
about
back.
this when they become sober.
I'm sorry,
God
but I
be
have
with
to
you.
go.
Bye, brother.
I'll just like kind of stumble, basically falling backwards through the portal.
This portal leads to Felix's garden, and you crush one of his prize pumpkins.
No.
and just
Felix,
like
clean up
pass
aisle
out there.
pumpkin.
No.
Starts snoring.
Would be funny. What I've been thinking for a while is like if Felix acted like the Dragon Ball Z abridged like Mr. Popo thing. It's like
I haven't
like
seen
do
that.
not mess with Mr. Popo's stuff.
I don't know what you're talking about, unfortunately.
I
Christian
don't remember
knows.
what you're talking about.
Well, just
No, I
in
don't remember.
general, Mr. Popo from DBZ abridged, like just how he was. Like I'm just saying, it'd be funny if like Felix was like that.
Ah, yes, sadistic.
We messed with Mr. Popo's stuff, and one of the rules: don't mess with Mr. Popo's stuff.
That's true. That is one of the rules.
Okay.
So it was Saran and Cinder who were staying behind to help.
And Cinder's sister.
And Cinder's sister, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone else goes through.
Okay.
All right, and then the last go through Mr. Legs, and basically the spirits peel off of him and push him forward and goes, "Help, friend!" and goes through the portal as Aster also does go through the portal. I will note as the portal wilts and falls away, and you guys find yourselves back at your home sweet home.
How long was
gonna-
it?
Yeah, how long was
how
that?
long
Actually?
how long have we been away?
Let's get the calendar.
Probably like a week.
Not
don't
that
think
long,
no.
actually.
It was
It's
like
only
No,
been
it was-
a few days.
It
It was
sounded like
like
it
a
was a
few
few days.
days.
Yeah.
It was like 3 days, maybe. I feel like
A lot has
I'm
gone
trying to
down in
remember
a
how
few
long
days.
it took. How long did it take Saran to get to?
2
I
or 3
remember-
days.
I feel like that was
I think it was
like
2 days.
night 3 because like night 1 we got there and we had the ball. We stayed the night at the
It would
the
have been day.
palace,
It
and
would have
then
been day 3, I think, because it was
night
early in day 3.
2 and then night 2 I think was when we were in the wildlands area and whatnot, and then night 3 was all that stuff with the fighting and the resort and whatnot. So
So
this
it's
is
like the end of day
morning
3, I think. Day 3
or morning of day 4 probably. I imagine it's probably morning right now.
Yeah, that works for me.
night of day 3 or morning of day 4. Let's do night of day 3 just to segue into this next section. You know what I'm talking about, Boston.
A quick couple things that Ignis would want to do, Boston, while as arriving. He would ask Felix for that fireplane whiskey that his dad has, or as much as he can get, and then get preparations for something else that I'll chat you about.
Okay, you guys stumble back in. I'll say it's. I think it has only been.
It's been
3
3
days.
days, and it's the start of the 4th.
Well, we're also going back. We're also going back 6 hours ish.
That's true.
We'll just call it 4 days. So it's the 32nd of the first month, Kreia. A week from now, so in 6 days, the rest of the party returns.
Because I know that was it was we were 8 days inside that library.
Yeah.
We were at the hotel, I think only 1 day, not even a whole day.
Anyways,
Yeah. Might be a little less than a week.
So you
but-
guys go back in. Felix welcomes you back. Hello. Welcome back. You all look a little worse for wear. I can draw some baths for you if you would like.
A little worse for wear, except for Saber.
Saber, you
Sure,
look
but
fantastic.
we have some work to do, Felix.
Have you heard anything about the other group?
Nope, not received a single correspondence back from them. But they did say they weren't going to be contacting us. I pray every night that they are not dead.
So do I.
Glad you are back swiftly, though. 4 days isn't too bad.
That's been an ordeal, though.
Yes, I can see that in your eyes. Ignis, what business do you speak of?
We should get to that. Just come with me. Also, I still need that fireplane whiskey.
Oh, yes.
Saber,
Saber, what are you saying?
I just need to talk to Jin.
Oh, okay. Well, yes, Ignis. Are you sure you should be drinking more? You look already quite inebriated there, son.
I'm not going to be drinking, but I need it. I'm also sorry about the pumpkin.
What do you mean? Sorry about the pumpkin.
It's okay. You will see that.
Looks at your backside with chunks of pumpkin. Not Daisy. She was getting so big.
I say sorry.
She was trying to win the county fair.
We will deal with this later. Where do we need some more private?
Yes, but I don't know what Saber needs. I'll go get this stuff, bro. And he just runs away.
Okay, it's in the wine cellar.
He goes.
Okay, Saber, you talking to Jin?
Yeah, I was going to ask Jin if they've. Because Jin, what have you been working on this whole time?
You mean me?
Yes, you.
Boston.
I will leave that up to you. What has Jin been researching and getting?
Technically,
information
wasn't
on?
she with I guess before he left? Wasn't she working with
we were working
Virgil
together with Virgil.
as like
So you can kind of
and whatnot?
We can kind of, I guess, kind of course here together about that. I think what did we? I feel like we talked about this a little bit. What was it that we said
They
that
had
we were
gone.
doing?
Basically, that's how they discovered the some areas within the dome in Ivariel, if I remember correctly. But it wasn't all of what they did. They were looking for jobs too, and gathering information about like the other groups that we have fought. I don't know exactly what information they would have gotten.
Just trying. Yeah, I would say like
That's
trying
the
to
main
get
thing.
some information about like the bishopric and the other groups and whatnot. The Shadow Assembly.
That's perfect. So I think it's about time that we start taking it to them.
We'll need to start doing that now. But now this whole wrench with Aaron, from what Drake said. And
That's
who
why
knows
I'm
what will happen? Who knows what will happen after the other group comes back?
We need to take as many out as we can. So we have less worries in the future.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to lie. I'm tired of having a giant monster possibly being in any city we go to, being a threat.
Yeah.
Whether we have
Possibly.
to kill them or even talk to them, I don't care. But something needs to be done.
Sorry, Flynn just got back. What's going on?
We were just talking about the, like trying to need to get rid of these other members of like the bishopric or like the assembly and whatnot. I said that I had been kind of we're doing some reconnaissance, trying to find some information. I guess it's up to you, Boston, how much I've maybe if I've learned anything or whatnot.
Here. This based on a roll. What do you feel would have been? What skill do you want, or do you think you should roll to see how much you gain.
A skill.
Was skill check.
I'm probably deception. It's because I imagine I would have been like transforming into, just like
Yeah.
kind of like going around and because I'm a changeling, ultimate disguise, right? Like
Yep. Roll with advantage.
like others.
Roll deception with advantage.
Okay.
And then I'll have you do an investigation roll as well.
Oh,
Let's
sheesh.
go.
They did
That's
not know.
20.
Investigation, just a normal.
Mhm.
Shoot.
Ugh.
Oh. Come
Okay.
on, man.
The nat 20 trumps the second roll.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe your attention to detail wasn't premium, but the disguise you were able to pull allowed you to get into places where you didn't need attention to detail. You were just being fed information, essentially.
Okay.
Because that nat 20, I will give you 3 major things and 2 minor things. What 3 major things do you want to know? Some may be out of your grasp still, but
Okay.
I'll be lenient.
So I'm trying to think of everything we know. We know of how many of the major Shadow Assembly members were there again. We got Titanus. We have
Uriel,
Uriel,
Goro.
Goro.
There's like, I think there's like 6.
Goro.
He was the
See the 6th guy?
patron of the team that was in the tournament. You don't know much more about him than that.
Okay.
But he is one of the higher members. He's just below Titanus in ranking.
Oh, he is okay. Seeing as she probably saw Goro, I imagine, right, during the tournament.
Yeah.
I would say Goro would be one.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about what do you want to know about him?
Just about like where he's been about, like whereabouts and like what he's been up to.
Okay. Goro has taken on more of a secretive mission, I suppose. Working mainly like reconnaissance, I guess. Traveling around and getting all the information he can on armies of all the different countries, their weaknesses, and also has been working with maps and the designing of a very large city. And he's kind of been surveying all the land within this, like a large portion of a lot of countries. It overlaps a lot of countries. I'll need to find the drawing I have, but essentially there's a plot of land that covers multiple countries in about the dead center of the continent that he has been specifically surveying and learning the as much information he can about the country's armies.
He consult the god of maps too.
Inside joke.
And if I'm also aware of like his capabilities or whatnot.
His power is to. I'll lump this in with the first one. His power is to change objects he touches, including his own body, from rigid to flexible and like a loose rubber.
I was gonna say, if you were gonna say flex
Monkey
it,
D.
I'd be like,
Luffy.
flex it. You know what you're doing.
He can do a lot of stuff Luffy can.
Oh no, we're
But he
gonna,
can
have
also,
to,
like,
we're gonna
make-
have to fight we're gonna have
more
to fight
like
God Nika
He's
here.
incredible.
He can make the ground like rubber and can bounce off of it and make other people have to bounce off of it. He can also store force in these like bands. Like he can basically punch something, and the force of that he absorbs into his arm and then forms like a band of hardened flesh that contains that force, and he can stack that force up to a high degree and then release it all at once. He can also harden his body to protect himself, or he can become so rubbery that attacks like bounce off of him.
And who is this again?
Goro, and
Goro.
he is only below Titanus in ranking because he neglected, like he refused to be so. But in power, he is far above Titanus.
Do we want to like write this all down and just post this in campaign information as we go through this?
Austin maybe later can put that in there.
I'm not good at remembering, so whoever wants to start writing things down remembers what I just said. Go ahead.
It's also on recording. So let's keep that in mind.
It's on
That
recording.
is on
True,
recording.
true.
That's on recording.
Okay.
Is that a major, he would say?
Yeah, the gap in power, like the gap in power between like a rank 7 and below is like equal, I guess. Like it's an equal distance between each one. So they get stronger by the same like amount. The gap between number 7, who I think was Altair or Arturus, exponential. And he would, if the ranking was true in terms of power, he would be above Titanus, but he does not hold himself in that high of regard and has declined that ranking and chose to take one lower.
Okay. So is that just one? That's like the major, you said?
Yep, that's one major. It's information about Miyashiro Goro.
Info, I guess it's also trying to do that. Some of the because other than there's like some slower ones, but I think most of all the ones up to 7 minus those top 3 have been dealt with, right?
A lot of them have. The tattoo lady is gone. She's like left. Woodcarver guy is dead. Hair lady's dead. Altair's dead. Arturus is still alive.
But like he is like this
He made a vow.
weird thing about. I guess that would be one thing too, is be like find out about Arturus, because I remember Jim had finding that, and he's like, I mean, we had let him go. Would she have learned that you maybe continue doing stuff, or?
I can make that be one of the minor things.
Okay, yeah.
He seeks vengeance.
Oh.
Okay.
He felt disgraced, and he seeks vengeance.
Okay. Noted. At this point, too, we've kind of gained to know that we can't show mercy to these guys.
Yeah. Jen, do you happen to like, I don't know the locations of either Titanus or Uriel?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of, because I want to know some more, like, because we don't know a lot of the Dark Bishopric. I feel like we need to know more of the Bishopric members too.
I don't think. I think in general, I don't know.
I guess it
Maybe
would've
maybe
been
maybe
whatever.
learning some more, like maybe just learning of like some of the Dark Bishopric could be kind of as like a minor thing.
I'll give you one point of information regarding it. Regarding that,
Okay.
if you pick something vague, I won't go into specifics. If you pick something specific, I will give more detail.
Okay, because most Dark Bishopric members we've met, they are dead for the most part, right? Because we know about Lady Alistair and the bug guy, who we don't know.
Alistair,
But the other characters know that.
Igneous knows that Alistair, her body departed her soul departed her body as a part of the clone spell.
Yeah. And
so she is probably kicking still. Remus is a devil now.
Yeah, we don't know that right now, but the other guys know.
That's true.
So Lady Elster is still actually around and whatnot. Okay. And then I think the one we know of was Elijah.
Elijah?
Elias?
Elias. Sorry, I keep saying Elijah. Elias,
Who's dead?
who's dead. And I think that's the only bishopric members we know, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
So knowing that there's probably more, I would need to know more of. One thing I guess we'll just know is just again get to find more info about the bishopric members. Get to know more of them.
I can make this a group thing if you all want to, because you would have gone out and found things kind of on behalf of the party. So if anyone wants to offer suggestions towards what it wants to be known.
I know
I would
I
say,
should have said Titanus and whatnot.
well, yeah, but when specifically with the Dark Bishopric, I would just say find out how many total there are, even if we can't find out names or whatever.
Do the rest of you agree? Do you want to use a minor thing to find out how many there are?
That seems
Yeah,
fair.
I feel like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Across the entirety of the organization, there are roughly,
Oh boy.
and this is counting everybody. So this is grunts, janitors, from the smallest to the biggest. There are probably 20,000.
It's interesting.
What you know about the top members? Like how many roughly? As well.
You know, there are 8 archbishops and 4 cardinals who are above the archbishops.
We've only
And
fought
then
archbishops.
there are
right?
hundreds of bishops. You've only fought bishops.
We've only fought bishops.
Mhm.
Sheesh.
So that's 2 minor things. You have 2 major things left.
Okay. I guess know about Titanus, where he's been up to.
Titanus is on Earth,
Oh,
Okay.
and he is on an island just offshore of Guam,
Hmm.
and has been waiting there for a couple months. And he's not alone.
Do we know what he was waiting for?
that might be another major thing, but is that something we agree on?
Yeah,
I would
probably.
say
major.
I would say Uriel's more important than anything else.
Okay.
After all, he's my brother.
Seeing as we don't know a lot of the actual people with the bishopric, we just need to know the organization and numbers and how much it works. Know about the one assembly guy that we've already fought, but yeah, knowing where Titanus is, and then Uriel, he's the other big threat there is.
He's the biggest threat. Yeah.
Boston, now that we're doing this too, would you like me to roll for Virgil on any of this too? Or would they have gotten the same information?
I'll say if Virgil, because I gave this much because of a nat 20.
Right.
If you roll high, I'm going to set the DC at, let's call it 18.
Okay.
18
What
base
roll
roll
do you
or
think?
18?
18 DC. 18 DC. If you exceed 18 DC, I will give you 2 more major things, or 5 minor things.
Would that be the same deception and investigation?
It's what you think Virgil will be using.
I think investigation for sure, and stealth would be the other one.
Okay. Roll both of those.
Okay. Not one for an 18.
But 18. But 18. You got 18. Not a crit fail. We don't want to do
Let's
that.
see the other roll.
Aren't you a
And
rogue?
what was the other one?
Don't you get reliable talent?
Yeah, I have reliable talent, but
So-
that's what we did. We did the thing about not once for rogues specifically.
Mm,
Mm.
I don't know if it counts for skills though. I don't remember what it was counting for. To be fair.
that's all it counts for. That's all reliable
Oh.
talent counts for.
Okay.
That is a failure.
Okay, and then investigation. 29.
Didn't Thomas have advantage on it for that same reason, though?
Because he could shapeshift.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
But
I mean,
saying, like,
I can
I
turn
thought with-
invisible too and whatnot, but
I'll tell you this. You didn't succeed on infiltration, but a connection that Virgil only has and only knows about circumvented that. And that connection allowed him to not be caught. And you were able to investigate. So you get 2 more major things on top of the last major thing from Jin's roll,
okay.
which is Uriel's whereabouts.
Yeah.
And some more information about him.
Yeah.
Okay. In addition to his whereabouts, specifically, what do you want to know about? Like I did with Goro, I'm willing to go into specifics about like abilities and stuff if you want, or
I guess to know more of his abilities, and like I know like Titanus and Uriel for himself like has been in like the news. They were in like the news a little bit, like to certain,
Yeah.
like, certain cities.
They
Uriel?
were destroying cities. That has stopped since it's been a while since that happened.
So now that this stops, now it's kind of like, okay, now what are they doing? Is he also somewhere waiting? Kind of like
He has gone. He has been staying in a small mining town since the end of all the city destruction. Has been in a small mining town called Snorgelberg in Eckington, and has been staying and working there for the past 6 months.
Are we in Eckington?
Yep.
How far is Snorgelberg from where we are right now, you would say?
It is, you guys towards the top of the map. It is towards the bottom. It's not coastal, but it is closer to the bottom.
Okay.
And we are in the coast at the top.
Okay.
So it's probably like a week's trip.
And to also kind of learn more, like seeing the news and other things, and also again just hearing things, like learn more of what he is truly capable of.
Yes, and especially since you get insider information. You know, on his body he has 7 seals placed there, seemingly by his father, to limit his power. The sword he has is from his father, Uriel. Each time he uses the sword, it takes a great deal. Its flame is massive and powerful and eternal, and requires great willpower to refine into a single blade. An unworthy person, if they're able to get past the strength roll required to open the sword, will become instantly incinerated because they cannot control the flame. And this is a flame that ignores all immunity. And each time Uriel draws his sword, he must exert an insane amount of power to control it. And each attempt to use his power weakens the seals, and which with each seal breaking, a portion of his power is released. And it is believed that it gets stronger with each seal, with the 7th seal being the most catastrophic and potentially apocalyptic. You also know he's insanely fast, capable of moving at 200 plus miles per hour. And his sword will cut through any weapon that it clashes with, lest that weapon be created by gods themselves.
Okay.
Like I said, we do not want him as an enemy.
And remind me who this individual is.
That's Diabolus' brother, I think, half brother or something like that.
Yeah, half brother.
Diabolus' half-brother, yep.
Gotcha. And he is he working with Diabolus from what we know with that knowledge, or is that something that we don't know?
I mean, we already knew that he is kind of working with
He
him, but-
is the head of the Shadow Assembly after Shiva died, or was defeated.
Hmm. So
But
an
he also,
issue.
but he also didn't kill us when he easily could have.
Give me insight, Jin.
Okay. I'm sorry, I don't know why I closed. My
'Cause he's the one
character sheet.
who appeared after Shiva died.
A lot of people haven't killed us, even though they could.
Yeah, but he specifically didn't, which is why it's like,
I mean, out of it, everybody that could have, the fact that he didn't is
Insight.
Mhm.
more interesting.
Insight's not that great, but
That's why I don't want to fight him. I want to talk to him.
16.
You get the sense that maybe the reason he's in that town is the result of maybe guilt, but also maybe waiting and preparing. One of the two.
Mm,
Interesting. Okay.
And because it's a a low roll, I won't tell you which one.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not low, but compared to what you would need.
Okay. The Shadow Assembly itself is it also that we know that is it the Shadow Assembly is just like the 10 Hydric ones, or is it also kind of like the Dark Bishopric where there was much more of
No,
them?
it's
I
just-
can't remember.
I think it's just the 10 of them.
Shadow Assembly is just the 10, but they're just a
Okay.
basically like a strike team, or what's the word?
Basically.
There's like a
Vanguard?
task force within the Dark Bishopric.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I guess
And then,
another. So we're out of majors, right?
You got everything. You used
Okay.
them all.
Oh,
There's the
So now
that
two-
was.
Virgil's two things.
was
I
One
was actually thinking if we know or if we got any information about the Hellhounds.
man, I was hoping you wouldn't go there.
Like who they are or what they're doing?
Basically, I would say who they are, or how many, either one.
I thought we knew how many there were.
both.
Well, our characters, I don't think do know.
I
Is
did.
it?
I mean, Saber does.
Oh,
I don't
if
think you know
if he-
all of them.
if
I mean,
he
Saber
if he
has a
told
hellhound
everybody,
Saber has a hellhound in his head.
have you
Boss
told
knows
that to anybody?
Of
course not.
Not including Finn,
Okay.
who was one of the Hellhounds. There are 8. There's Fenris, the one you met. Legion, a collective of souls that trained the possessed saber. Apophis, whose name is also Igneous, and I came up with that before you made your character. So
Interesting.
That's
Well,
right, actually.
to be fair, Ignis is not quite his real name. It's a nickname, but we can go over that later.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Okay. Achilles, Kulshedra, Dodomeki, Omukade, and the concept of death itself. Or at least the Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apophis, fire-related powers. And the sun and all that. Achilles has mist powers. Kulshedra controls water, storms, and fire. Dodomeki has a ton of eyes that can steal things. And Omukade is centipede-oriented.
Centipedes are gross.
Anything you want to know more? Any specific questions regarding the
I
Hellhounds?
feel like the only other maybe
Hmm.
is to learn about the more other minor Shadow Assembly characters as well.
I guess
for minor ones.
I guess the only other thing would be if any hostile party towards us is looking or preparing to engage or attack us or have been searching for us, anything of the sort.
You know that the trip to the Mariana Trench that you were originally ordered or told is next on the plate for you guys to do once the rest of the party gets back. You know the Dark Bishopric knows about this, and you know that they are preparing to off you guys on that mission.
Okay.
Dun dun dun.
I will add this. You know that the Mariana Trench is just off the coast of Guam.
Is it?
It's the closest port.
Yeah.
Guam is the closest port to Mariana Trench.
Okay.
It's not, I guess, just off the coast, but Guam is the nearest spot that you can make land.
Gotcha.
Yep, Guam is the closest place.
I know my stuff.
He's done his research.
I've done my research.
Dang, I wanted to take Titanus out before that.
And there is a U.S.
You
Navy
could.
base there.
You could take him out before then,
Oh,
because he's around there.
He's not in Guam right now.
But he is around Guam.
We still have to get to Earth. That's the problem.
I'm sure we'll have help with that.
Santris kind of owes you a favor.
Yeah.
Speaking
And he
of,
has night shifts.
Yeah.
speaking
okay.
of, Boston,
Mm-hmm.
do we want to cover what's going on in Saran?
It is quite late.
Oh.
So I think I will
But
save that.
we can finish
for-
the arc right now.
It's finished.
The arc is over. Yeah.
We're in the interim where
The thing is that-
you guys have free reign
the
to
thing is
control
that-
where the story goes from this point with this information. I'll let you guys decide that. Your characters in world have 6 days until the rest of the party gets back, and you meet with the League of Adventurers. So over this 2 weeks until our next session, start thinking, start planning what you want your characters to do and what you want to do as a group with this free time and with this information.
So, should we plan with that next session will be like fast forwarding to the other group back?
I wouldn't say that.
Only if you guys have nothing you want to do over the course of those 6 days. If you do have things you want to do, then I am fully fine playing out everything you guys choose to do. You have a lot of information, stuff you can act on. So I would, it really just depends what you guys choose to do. But yeah, so just think about it. Reach out to me. I had a conversation with Spencer the other day talking about like the future of his characters and the, kind of the arc and stuff he wants to take with him. I'd love to have similar conversations with the rest of you.
Okay.
And start, kind of planning out and figuring out what's next for your character and how you want your character to develop, and things you'd like to see for your character. So, yeah, we'll figure out times for that. We have 2 weeks. I say that every time, but let's figure something out.
Kinda on that note, I mentioned it to you and Christian already, but on the 1st, I very likely not going to be available.
When is that?
Then it's
I
the
mentioned it
first.
last night.
It's the
3
first
weeks from now.
Sunday of September, so 3
Oh, okay.
weeks.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to know.
I would say just for Drake right now, just real quick, is that Drake will want to go for a little bit to his home and just
Would he have
kind of
told
talk.
everyone what happened?
Yeah, I said he did. He did tell
Okay,
everyone what happened.
he did.
And whatnot. So, and he's going to go back home and talk and get advice from his dad, and like kind of just think about like how they can go about trying to prevent that from happening.
Cool. Sounds good.
But yeah, we'll think of
This is
that.
mainly
Yeah.
to focus on what I already told you, Boston. The preparation of the. I don't even know what to call it, but because originally I was thinking on calling Fireball, but Fireball is an actual drink, so. Yeah. He left.
Oh, he left?
That's
For,
rude.
how rude.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Igneous, I don't know. Well,
Oh.
I guess.
Whoa, my Discord did a weird crash.
Oh.
Yeah, you could be honest. You could say you didn't want to talk to Osway.
No, I thought
It's
everyone
okay.
disconnected,
Okay.
and then I went to go check, and it all suddenly reconnected. That was weird. What were you saying something?
Oh, I was just saying, like, if the Ignis is going to focus on getting that drink thing that I told you about, and the other thing. He's just basically going to try to make that like whiskey from the fire plane into some sort of fireball type liquor, but he's just testing with the dragon peppers and whatnot. He's probably going to have some of the party members try it. And then the idea is to start selling it so he has some, or the party, I guess, get some money too.
Silence.
Cool. Yeah, we can work that out. All right. Well, I'm gonna head out.
Did you see my message at all, Boston?
Yeah, I haven't yet, but
Okay.
over this next 2 weeks, I will.
Okay, perfect. All right. You all have a good one.
Yep, you guys too.